Okay, looks like the pools are cleared. And get that last swimmer over there down in lane number 8 and lane 6. Last dive, please. I think we're pretty much ready to get session 8 of Swim England Northwest competition underway. And the first order of the day, we'd like to have a little gentle round of applause, and we'd like to welcome our technical officials onto the pool side, if they're ready to come out. There they are. And looks like we have the birthday boy here leading out. I believe it's his 40th birthday earlier today. Okay, officials, you may take your seats. And I think we're pretty much ready to get the gala underway. So can we have the first swimmers up for event 451? First heat for the female 14 and under 100 meters breaststroke.
So we're just about ready to start swimming. In this first event, the female 14 years and under 100 meters breaststroke, there will be 9 heats. Always seems obvious to say this, but coming up first will be heat number 1. So it looks like we're just about good to go for heat 1. So we're underway in session 8 of the Swim England Northwest Summer Regionals for 2024. And in heat 1 of this event, in lane 1, it's Sophie Power from Oldham. Lane 2, Madison Davis of Wigan Best. In lane 3, Lucy Payton-Hampton of Ormskirk. In lane 4, it's Amelia Hooman of Bolton Metro. Lane 5 is Salma Borrid of Satellite. 6 is Gloriana Moynihan of City of Manchester. In 7, it's Brooklyn Hale from Cockermouth. And in lane 8, we have Amelia Ashwell from Barrow. Looks like lane 8 going fairly well. Turning just for, so that's Amelia Ashwell turning first, closely followed by Lucy in lane 3 and Amelia in lane 4 as they come back down this second 50. Sun shining gloriously over the pool now this afternoon, which is nice to see, but not nice to feel that heat coming through so much. That's not for the swimmers, that's for us, of course, up in this spectator area. But it is still lane 8, Amelia Ashwell with a good lead here. Her entry time, 1:35.90. We'd expect that one to go. So round about 7 or 8 meters to go. Amelia Ashwell from Barrow comes under the flag. Reminder that entry time of 1:35.90. And it is Amelia who touches first in a time of 1:30.22. A close race for second. Perhaps just lane 4 finishing second. No, it was lane 3, Lucy finishing second and Amelia Ahuman finishing third. Just waiting for those results to come in officially. And then we'll move on to heat 2 shortly. Ready for heat 2. So in Heat 2, in Lane 1, it's Anujan Anor of Warrington. Lane 2, Amber Faulkner of Wigan Best. Lane 3, Martha Baxter from Liverpool. Lane 4 is Isla Yates of Satellite. Lane 5, Athena Johnson of Leyland Barracudas. Lane 6 is Summer Jane from Winsford. Lane 7, Amelia Bogdanska of Preston. And in lane number 8, it's Freya Pilkington of Satellite. Watching the swimmers go down, 15 metres to go in this first 50. Fairly even, perhaps lane 5, Athena just leading the way. From my angle here, let's have a look as they come under the flags. Yeah, it does look like lane 5 Athena, but pretty close behind her between lanes 4, 6 and 7 there. So it is Athena Johnson turning first. Closely followed by Isla Yates and Amelia Bogdanska, but pretty close between several swimmers in this heat. A good race back down this second 50. So we'll see if Athena Johnson can hold on to this lead that she's had from the start. Still looking pretty good. Lane 7 coming back fairly strongly. That's Amelia Bogdanska of Preston with a strong second 50 here. Certainly pushing for second, maybe even pushing Athena here. But as we come towards the last 5 metres, it looks like it will be Athena Johnson who will touch first, and it is in a time of 1:31.99. In second place, Amelia Bogdanska, and touching third there was Summer Jane over in lane 6. Again, just waiting for those results to be confirmed before we move on to heat number 3.
In lane 1, we have Holly Ralph from Penrith. Lane 2, Esme Wilson from Cockermouth. In lane 3, Tatiana Sullivan, Stockport Metro. Lane 4, Ava Dixon from Kendal. Lane 5, Mia Dalton, City of Salford. Lane 6, Weehan Ho from Preston. Lane 7, Gabriella Teasdale from City of Salford. And in lane 8, Isla McCory from Stockport Metro. Okay, looking from my vantage point here, does look like the centre lanes there, so possibly lane 4 and 5. And coming onto the flags, it's, yeah, pretty much there. 4, 5 and 1 seem to be the top 3 swimmers. Yep, so Mia Dalton in 5, followed by Holly Ralph and Ava Dixon. They're your top 3. There's only, wow, quarter of a second difference between those top 3 swimmers, 0.25 of a second. And they're already approaching the 25-metre mark on the second leg. Yeah, to me, at this angle, it looks like lane 1's doing really strong. Fantastic one there from Holly Ralph. 2's having a strong finish as well. So Esme Wilson from Cockermouth. It looks like that Cumbrian Air is doing some good work for Cockermouth and Penrith. And those centre lanes are 4 and 5 as well, but certainly looks like the touch is going to go to lane 1 with Holly Ralph, which she does in a provisional time of 1:26.21, followed by Esme Wilson, 1:28.70, and Mia Dalton in 1:29.12. Your top 3 swimmers provisionally. We'll wait for those results just to get confirmed before we move on to heat number 4. Okay, all the swimmers off well there. Yeah, pretty decent start there from the Wigan Best swimmer in lane 1. Went fair old distance off a dive. So in lane 1, Esme Cunliffe from Wigan Best. Lane 2, Maya Kara from Warriors of Warrington. Lane 3, Sophia Stafford, Bolton Metro. Lane 3, Amy Young from City of Salford. Lane 5, Violet Cairns from Preston. Lane 6, Betsy Lloyd, Wigan Best. Lane 7, Ruby Stonia from Winsford. And in lane 8, Grace Johnson from Satellite. And looking at my vantage point here, it looks like lane 3 streaking away. She's got a body length ahead of the rest of the field. That's Sophia Stafford from Bolton Metro. Certainly in 40.57. That's 1.13 seconds quicker than the next girl, who's Violet Cairns, and followed by Betsy Lloyd. Question is, has Sophia gone out too hard on that first 50? Certainly looks like the Wigan best swimmer in lane 1 is trying to come back. And I can see the red hat as well over there in lane 5 and 4. But pretty much coming up in front of me, it's a race now between lanes 3 and 5. That's Sophia and Violet. There's a couple of swimmers there who might be going for third place. I think it might be the Wigan best swimmer in lane 1, which is Esme. So let's see what the touch is going to be. And it's Sophia Stafford with a touch time of 1:28.55. Second is provisionally Violet Cairns from Preston, 1:28.75, just 0.2. And third, Esme Cunliffe from Wigan Best with 1:29.52. Wait for those results, can be confirmed. Not quite. So we do actually have a couple of disqualifications to announce in that event. So lane 6 and 7 were disqualified for a technical infraction. Moving on to heat 5.
So in Heat 5 we have in Lane 1 Megan Hacking of Clitheroe. In Lane 2 Sophia Sugden from Carlisle Aquatics. Lane 3 Sophia Hewlett of Bebington. In Lane 4 it's Hattie Lawson from Winsford. Lane 5 Betsy Berry of Salford. Lane 6 Catherine Fitton of Clitheroe. Lane 7 is Lily Bailey from Cockermouth. And in Lane 8 it's Ashton Wood from Barrow. And it looks like Ashton in Lane 8 who's perhaps leading the way on this first 50 here. She's a long way away from me, but looks like she's going well. And it is Ashton Wood of Barrow who's going to turn first. Nice fast first 50. Sub 40 there, followed by Catherine Fitton and Sophia Sugden as they come back on the second half of this race. Again, a really fast start in lane 8. Will we see some swimmers reeling that in? It looks like maybe lane 6, that's Catherine coming well. Possibly down in lane 2 here as well. We've got Sophia Sugden, so some good racing in this heat. Really tightening up as we come through. It's maybe still Ashton Wood leading, but several swimmers close behind. Lane 6 close, as is 4. Lane 2 as well. Looking like a tight finish. Perhaps lane 6 here. Catherine Fitton looking strongest as she comes under the flags in front of me here. Really stretching out well towards the finish. And it is in lane 6. Catherine Fitton finishing first in 1:27.12. In second place was Ashton Wood. And in third place in that heat was Hattie Lawson. We will wait for those results to be confirmed before moving on to heat number 6. Heat 6 is underway, and in lane 1 we've got Caitlin Hume from Wigan Best. Lane 2, Olivia Gibson of Bolton Metro. In lane 3 it's Sophie Lee from Southport. Lane 4 is Ellen Jones of Wigan Best. Lane 5 is Lena Kaider from Trafford Metro. Lane 6, Tallulah Kay of Preston. In 7 it's Gracie Yates from Ramsbottom. And in lane 8 it's Hannah Caradis from Kendal. Some good racing in this heat so far, and looking like it could be a similar one here as we come down towards the turn. Hard to see from my vantage point. Maybe lane 4 just sneaking ahead of lane 5 there, but stroke for stroke. Oh, and lane 1 turns first there in 39.92. That's Caitlin Hume, followed by Ellen Jones and Gracie Yates at the halfway point. Really good breaststroke racing from these ladies this afternoon. Who says freestyle's the glamorous stroke? These races are brilliant. But as these breaststrokers come down, it's lane 1, Caitlin Hume of Wigan Best looking strong. Round about 15 metres to go. Is lane 4 going to come through? Another Wigan best swimmer, that's Ellen Jones. It's looking like she's finishing really strongly here as she comes in towards the wall. And it is going to be Ellen Jones of Wigan best, finishing first in 1:24.78. Second was Caitlin Hume. And third in that heat was Hannah Caradis. We'll wait for those results to be confirmed before moving on to heat number 7.
In lane 1 we have Willow Morley from City of Salford. Lane 2, Isabella Fowles from Penrith. Lane 3, Iris Hurst, Warriors of Warrington. Lane 4, Ilana Armstrong from Trafford Metro. Lane 5, Cara Vandermeer from Carnforth. Lane 6, Holly Warburton from Blackpool Aquatics. Lane 7, Eliza Johnson from Blackburn. And in lane 8, Chuck Q Kiana Hugh from City of Liverpool. Quick reminder, coaches, team managers, try and stay on top of the programme. Make sure you're getting swimmers over to the next event, which is the open male 14 and under 100 metres backstroke to marshalling, please. Don't want any delays. It's turning there, the quick heat, this one. Iris Hurst, followed by Eleanor Armstrong, and then Cara Vandermeer. That looks like the Warriors of Warrington's from there in lane 3. That's Iris Hurst. Had a really strong races yesterday. Going into British this year as one of the highest ranking swimmers. Question is, who's going to come in second? There's a heck of a scrap there between 2, 3 particularly, and maybe lane 8 as well, but it looks like Iris Hurst is going to take that provisional touch from Warriors, 1:21.09, followed by Isabella Fowles from Penrith at 1:23.45, and Chuck Q Kiana Hugh for City of Liverpool at 1:23.52. Let's wait for those results to be confirmed, which they have, and moving on to heat 8. In lane 1 we have Serena Standring from Winsford. Lane 2, Amber Cowgill from Trafford Metro. Lane 3, Zoe Newart from the Isle of Man. Lane 4, Sophie Dixon, Blackpool Aquatics. Lane 5, Lara Challenor, Stockport Metro. Lane 6, Imogen Clarkson from Clitheroe. Lane 7, Irene Capitan from Preston. And in lane 8, Pink Lily Tarek from Warriors of Warrington. Yeah, and looking from my vantage point here, lane 8's looking strong, but certainly middle lane there, lane 4. Maybe lane 1, a bit blocked by some officials. We'll see what the flags say, but definitely lane 4, Sophie Dixon. Touch there, 38.46. It's a little bit slower than what Iris did in the heat before, but not by much. Let's followed by Imogen Clarkson and Zoe Newart. Quite a few swimmers there vying for second position. Looking at lanes 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 and 8, really. It's but definitely lane 4. That's Sophie Dixon from Blackpool Aquatics. She's got a couple of body lengths ahead of the rest of the field. And she's coming into touch. Time she gets. So Sophie Dixon gets a 1:20.49. And who's going to get second? It looks like Pink Lily Tarek from Warriors of Warrington at 1:25.16, and Zoe Newart's third place at 1:25.81. Wait for those results just to click through and get confirmed. Next.
Heat 9. So in the final heat of this 100 metres breaststroke, we have in lane 1, Vivian Wilkinson of Wirral Metro. In lane 2, it's Rose Yearnshire from Ulverston. In lane 4, Elizabeth Adam of Leyland Barracuda. Lane 5 is Marley Rose Garrett from Liverpool. Lane 6 is Emily Tabern of Warrington. Lane 7 is Tilly Stevens from Liverpool. And in lane 8, Sophia Wolf of Wirral Metro. Strong start in lane 4 from Elizabeth Adam. Lanes 5, 7 going well here as they come down under the flags as well. But I think it will be Elizabeth in lane 4 who touches first in a fast time there, 37.02. Lane 5, Marley Rose Garrett, and then Tilly Stevens in third. Elizabeth's entry time here was 1:15.92, which is a really strong entry time. We'll see if she can get near that one. But Marley Rose in lane 5 is chasing her down here as they come with 15 to go. Elizabeth Adam just holding on, it seems, as she comes down under the flag. She's going to be just outside the entry time, I think. But it is Elizabeth Adam of Leyland Barracudas that finishes first, 1:17.93. Second, Marley Rose Garrett. And just about to touch third in lane 3 was Emily Tabern of Warrington. We'll wait for those results to come in. We've got our officials doing their favourite job of the day, putting those backstroke ledges in. So whilst they're doing that, we'll remind you the next event is event 452. That's the open male 14 years and under 100 metres backstroke. In this event, we've got 8 heats coming up. We've got our swimmers for heat 1 ready to go as soon as those ledges are in. Looks like we're nearly there. So as I said, this is event 452, that's the open male 14 years and under 100 metres backstroke. There are 8 events, and coming up very shortly will be heat number 1. Just builds up the suspense here for this heat. The ledges are in. We're ready for event 452, the 100 metres backstroke for boys. This will be heat number 1. Heat number 1 is underway, and wish me luck because there's some tough names in this one. Here we go. In lane 1, it's Ruben Dorey of Carlisle. Lane 2 is Anthony Zima from Ramsbottom. Lane 3, Alex Murray of Warrington. Lane 4, Kaloya Niedjalkov of Workington. Lane 5, Andrew Wu of Trafford Metro. Lane 6, Sebastian Bowen of Preston. Lane 7, Samuel Higginbottom from Lancaster. And in lane 8 is Daniel Rikovsky of Leyland Barracudas. Phew.
Well done there.
Got a bit of a sweat on after those names in that heat there, but we're okay. It is Anthony Zimmer turning first, followed by Samuel Higginbottom and then Sebastian Bowen third. Coming back down in this second 50, it is looking like lane 2, Anthony Ramsbottom, swimming quite strongly in this backstroke race. Fairly close, maybe between lane 6 and 7 as they come with 25 to go. 6 and 7, that's Sebastian and Samuel of Preston and Lancaster respectively. Perhaps those two catching up a little bit as well with our leader. But it's still just about Anthony Zimmer who's holding on as he comes under the flags in front of me here. His entry time of 1:22.47, and he touches in a time of 1:17.19. In second was Samuel Higginbottom, and finishing third in that heat was Sebastian Bowen. Wait for those results to come in. Before moving on to heat number 2.
In lane 1 we have Eton Lowe from Trafford Metro. Lane 2, Daniel Lesty, City of Salford. Lane 3, Zachary Edge from Stockport Metro. Lane 4, Luca White, Altrincham. Lane 5, Ethan Craven, Warriors of Warrington. Lane 6, Albion Debruschi from City Liverpool. Lane 7, James Boyers from Wigan Best. And in lane 8, Oscar O'Connell, Blackpool Aquatics. I got some finalists to announce for event 456, which is 11, 12-year-old ladies, 100 metres breaststroke final. We have Mia Dalton from City of Salford, Esme Wilson, Cockermouth, Holly Relf, Penrith, Chuck Q, Kiana Hugh from City Liverpool, Eliza Johnson from Blackburn, Hattie Lawson from Winsford, Violet Cairns from Preston, and Tallulah Kay also from Preston. The reserve finalists are Ava Dixon from Kendal and Esme Cunliffe from Wigan Best. Going back to the swimming with 25 metres to go. Looks like we got lane 1, which is Eton Lowe from Trafford Metro. 4 and 7 looked like they were locked in a bit of a scrap there for second place, but they're only a stroke behind. If they open up the legs, it could be in for a close finish there between 1 and 4. But yeah, we're right. So lane 4 touched in there, Luca White, 1:17.04. Eton Lowe in lane 1. 1:17.17, and lane 7, James Boyers from Wigan Best, 1:17.66. Those results have been confirmed, and we're moving on to heat number 3. In lane 1, we have Carter Neal from the Isle of Man. Lane 2, Jacob Baker, Aquabears. Lane 3, William Birchall, Satellites. Lane 4, Samuel Wilson, Ramsbottom. Lane 5, Luke Goddard, Copeland. Lane 6, Archie Honey, Blackpool Aquatics. Lane 7, Samuel Luttus from Prescott. And in lane 8, Thomas Ball, City of Liverpool. Got some finalists to announce for event 457, which is the 13-year-old ladies 100 metres breaststroke final. We have Ashton Wood from Barrow, Imogen Clarkson, Clitheroe, Pink Lily Tarrant from Warriors of Warrington, Ellen Jones, Wigan Best, Vivian Wilkinson, Wirral Metro, Holly Warburton at Blackpool Aquatics, Irene Capitan from Preston, and Lena Kaider from Trafford Metro. Your reserve finalists are Gracie Yates from Ramsbottom and Sophia Stafford from Bolton Metro. Just picking up on the last 25 metres of this race. Certainly looks like lane 4. Oh, really not much there between the next ones, but possibly lane 5. And 1, 2, 3 and 6 are all going strongly there, but lane 5 needs to be careful. They might get caught up there. First touch there goes to Samuel Wilson, Ramsbottom, 1:14.52, provisional second. Luke Goddard, 1:17.01. And Archie Honey, 1:17.28. Just wait for those results just to come through as they're confirmed. Moving on to heat number 4.
Heat 4's underway in lane 1, Jasper de Klopper of Warrington. Lane 2, Georgie Timishin, the City of Manchester. Lane 3, Leo Ashcroft of Wigan. Lane 4, Bogdan Tonu of Bolton. Lane 5, Matthew Windler of Trafford Metro. Lane 6, Jacob Agate of Holton. Lane 7, the fantastically named Farron Bigrig from Cockermouth. And in lane 8, Gabriel Holt of Winsford. Some more finalists to announce. We have our 14 years and under 100 metre breaststroke finalists for our females. The finalists are Eleanor Armstrong of Trafford Metro, Isabella Fowles of Penrith, Sophie Dixon of Blackpool, Elizabeth Adam of Leyland Barracudas, Marley Rose Garrett from Liverpool, Iris Hurst of Warrington, Emily Tabben, also of Warrington, Tilly Stevens of Liverpool. Reserve finalists are Cara van der Weer of Carnforth and Caitlin Hume of Wigan Best. And there's 15 minutes now to make any withdrawals from that final. Let's see who we've got then as we've got through those names. It looks like lane 7, Farron Bigrig coming in towards the finish, looking strong as he comes in about 15 to go. In second place, I think we've got Jacob in lane 6. Lane 2's coming strong as well. That's Georgie of Manchester with a strong finish. But it does look like it will be Farron Bigrig who finishes first in 1:13.61. Georgie Timishin finishes second. And in third place in that heat, we had Jacob Agate over in lane 6. We will wait for those results to be confirmed. And then we will move on to heat number 5. Heat 5. Just a little pause before we get into our next heat. No DQs, it seems, so that's good news for everyone who was waiting for that. And we're moving on to heat 5. So as swimmers break out in Heat 5, we have in Lane 1, Harrison Burgess of Ramsbottom. Lane 2, Jasper Gibson Bird of Fleetwood. Lane 3, James Graham of Liverpool. In Lane 4 is Ethan Williams, Great Harwood. Lane 5, Gabriel Barnett from Blackpool. Lane 6 is Jake Thistlewood of Stockport Metro. Lane 7, Benji Sutcliffe of Ramsbottom. And in Lane 8, it's William Brereton of Wirral Metro. Looking like Lane 7, Benji Sutcliffe, but perhaps pretty close behind him. Lane 6, 5 and 4 as well. It is Benji just turning first. 34.83 is split there, and Jake Thistlewood second with Gabriel Barnett third. Three's come back strong, so lane 3, that's James Graham, who's really cut up after that turn there, but was pretty even behind him there as they come down with around about 20 metres to go. Strong finishes from several swimmers here. Perhaps just lane 3 holding on, but Jake in lane 6 coming back strong as well, and it might just be, yeah, it was. Jake Thistlewood finished in first in a time of 1:13.12 there. Second was James Graham, and finishing in third was Gabriel Barnett. Great race there, just waiting for that result to be confirmed before we move on to heat number 6.
We do have a disqualification to announce in that last heat, in heat 5. In lane number 8 was disqualified for a technical infraction. Moving on to heat number 6. In lane 1, we have Noah Wild from Satellite. Lane 2, Dylan Gregory, City of Liverpool. Lane 3, Ethan Blythe, Bolton Metro. Lane 4, Daniel Horton Butler from Holton. Lane 5, James Vaughan from Wigan Best. Lane 6, Harrison Dale, Southport. Lane 7, Rocco Wilson from Cockermouth. And in lane 8, Mason Grady, Stockport Metro. Can you make sure, just in case, coaches, team managers, that you're sending your swimmers up to marshalling for the female 1400s 200 metres freestyle? If you can send up the first 5 heats, please, if you haven't already. Down at the touchdown there, Daniel Horton Butler from James Vaughan and Mason Grady. They're your top 3. Less than a second between the 3 of them. And it does look like it's a lanes 3, 4, 5. They're firing it out for that touch. And at the minute, I think it's lane 5. I think that's James Vaughan from Wigan Best. He's managed to get a stroke ahead of his competitors. And it's going to be really tight there between lanes 3 and 4. Well, the touch there goes to James Vaughan from Wigan Best, 1:08.36. Ethan Blythe, Bolton Metro, 1:08.58. And Daniel Horton Butler, 1:08.85. There's the provisional results. I'll wait for them to click confirm, which they have been, so moving on to heat number 7. All the swimmers away there. So in lane 1 we have Corey Owens from Stockport Metro. Lane 2, Archie McLaren from Aquabears. Lane 3, Lewis Cooper, Carlisle Aquatics. Lane 4, Ben Saxby, Ramsbottom. Lane 5, Daniel Barton, Wigan Best. He's joined by his teammate, that's Caleb Goran Locke, also from Wigan. Lane 7 we have Hayden Unwin, Trafford Metro, and in lane 8 Toby Holland, Altrincham. And it certainly looks like lane 4, closely followed by 5. They're the top two, and there's really not there. Maybe lane 3, which it was. So Ben Saxby, then Daniel Barton and Lewis Cooper, 31.61, 33.16 and 34.32. A couple of other chasers there for that third position, but looking at lane 4, it's Ben Saxby from Ramsbottom. He's got body length or two, but it's certainly over there in lane 5. Daniel Barton from Wigan Best, he's really putting the effort in. He's trying as hard as he can. He's extending that second place position. He's even catching up Ben, But that provisional touch goes to Ben Saxby from Ramsbottom, 1:06.89, followed by Daniel Barton, 1:08.58, and provisional third is going to go to Lewis Cooper from Carlisle Aquatics of 1:12.28. Let's wait for those results just to get confirmed. Make sure. Well, they'll be moving on to heat number 8.
So in the final heat of this 100 metres backstroke, we have in lane 1 Samuel Lee of Trafford Metro. In lane 2 Finley Byrne of Southport. Lane 3 is Thomas Rickles of Altrincham. Lane 4 is Elliot Humes of Trafford Metro. Lane 5 Luke and Evan Suarez of Winsford. Lane 6 is Zachary Flitton of Workington. Lane 7 Hayden Battle of St Helens. And in lane 8 Jan Nazare of Warrington. Coming up to the turn, looks like lane 4, as you'd expect in these final heats, turning first. That's Elliot Hughes of Trafford Metro. Luca finished turning second there, 33.45, and another fast 50 from Hayden Battle turning third. But it is Elliot Hughes of Trafford looking strong as he comes up towards the last 25 metres or so of this race. Elliot's entry time was 1:05.7. So we'll see if he can get close to that as he comes down towards the flags just below me here. It's really tight after him there, though, so let's have a look who's going to get the touch. First is Elliot Hughes in 1:06.61. Finishing second in lane 7 was Hayden Battle, and finishing third in that heat was Luca Nevin Suarez. Official results, I think, have come in. We'll be moving on shortly to the next event. That is event 453, the female 14 years and under 200 metres freestyle. In this event, there will be 9 heats, and this will be heat number 1. So in heat 1, in lane 3, we've got Niamh Corrigan of Southport. Lane 4 is Emmy Connors of Warrington. And lane 5 is Emily David of Cockermouth. So slightly longer event, this one. So a bit more tactical thinking from our racers. Wanting to get into their stroke early, but what will the tactics be? Will they hold back for that last 100? These 3 fairly even as they come down towards the turn here.
Yeah, it looks like they had similar entry times, all within less than a second of each other, thereabouts. The first 75 metres pretty much under the way, so it does look like lane 3.
Fairly even split between these 3, though, in the first heat of this 200 metres freestyle. Lanes 3, Niamh, and 5, Emily, perhaps just leading the way as they come under the flags at the end of the first half of this race. And it looks like it will be Niamh Corrigan who turns first with 100 to go. Turning second, Emily David and Emmy Connors just behind the 2 of them there in third. As we said, very similar entry times for these three, 2:36, 2:37s. And lane 3 still kicking hard as she opens a little bit of a gap, it looks to me, from here. But perhaps Emmy Connors, who turned third, is just getting into the swing of this race now and coming up to catch her as they come under the flags. Could be a good first race, this one. So it's just Neve turning first, but less than a second behind her, both Emily and Emmy. So we'll see who's got the final kick in this sprint finish down the last 50. And Neve is trying to hold on here, but Emmy is just appearing on her shoulder and Emily just behind as well. So really, really close as they come with 15 or so meters to go. What a cracking first heat this is. Will it be? Oh, Neve's kicking back here. I thought lane 4 was just going to take it, but Neve's just kicked in again as they come into touch. It is just Emmy Connors finishing first. Second was Emily David and third was Neve Corrigan. But hardly anything between the three of them. A great first race there. Well done, girls. Wait for that official result to come in, and then we'll move on to heat number 2.
In lane 2, we have Amelia Oman from Bolton Metro. Lane 3, Salma Borid, Satellite. Lane 4, Harper Aspinall, Wirral Metro. Lane 5, Holly Relf, Penrith. Lane 6, Martha Baxter, City Liverpool. And 7, Ruby Stonia, Winsford. I got some finalists to announce. For event 459, which is the 11 and 12-year-old male 100 metres backstroke. Here's James Bowers from Wigan Best, Anthony Zima from Ramsbottom, Luca White from Altrincham, Jacob Thistlewood from Stockport, Harrison Burgess from Ramsbottom, Ethan Lowe from Trafford, Leo Ashcroft from Wigan, and Samuel Higginbottom from Lancaster. Your reserve finalist is Sebastian Byrne from Preston and Thomas Ball from City Liverpool. Finalist for event 460 is the 13-year-old boys 100 metres backstroke. We have James Graham from City Liverpool, Dylan Gregory also from City Liverpool, Thomas Rickles from Altrincham, Ethan Blythe from Bolton Metro, Luca Nevin Suarez from Winsford, Finley Byrne from Southport, Archie McLaren from Aquabears, and Farron Bigrig from Cockermouth. Reserve finalists are Benji Sutcliffe from Ramsbottom and Gabriel Barnett from Blackpool. And finally, finalists for event 461, this is the 14-year-old boys 100 metres backstroke. We have Mason Grady from Stockport, Hayden Battle from St Helens, James Vaughan from Wigan, Elliot Hughes from Trafford Metro, Ben Saxby from Ramsbottom, Daniel Barton from Wigan Best, Daniel Horton Butler from Holton, and Harrison Dale from Southport. Reserve finalists are Samuel Lee from Trafford and Zachary Flitton from Workington. Coaches, team managers, you have 15 minutes to make any withdrawals at the desk on the pool side. Go back to the swimming. Clearly lane 4. Got 15 metres on the rest of the field. Harper Aspinall from Wirral Metro touching with a time of 2:21.81. And it looks like lane 5, possibly 6 after that for third. Just wait till they finish. There you go, Holly Ralph, 2:31.43, and followed by Martha Baxter, City Liverpool, 2:33.14. Just wait for those results just to get confirmed before we move on to heat number 3. Confirmed.
Heat 3.
In lane 1, we had Ida Augustine from Preston. Lane 2, Oliver Koska from City of Salford. Lane 3, Maya Kawa, Warriors of Warrington. Lane 4, Amy Chullerton from City of Manchester Aquatics. Lane 5, Sophie Barr from Prescott. Lane 6, Anna Pulvertaft from Satellite. Lane 7, Anuja Nanor from Warriors of Warrington. And Lane 8, Rosie Byrne from Ramsbottom.
Can we just ask, if they're not already there, could coaches and team managers send all swimmers for this event, so all swimmers for this event, 453, the 200 metres freestyle for females, to marshalling, please? Thank you.
Oh, back to the swimming. Looks like Anna Pulvertaft has turned first at the 50-metre mark, followed by Sophie Barr and then Rosie Byrne. But there's less than a second really between the top 4 or 5 swimmers there. Look, we're in for a close heat here. Coming up to the 100-metre mark. Does look like lane 5. That's Sophie Barr from Prescott. She's not had far to travel today. Followed by Isla and then Rosie. Just a second or 2 difference between most of the field. Just looking over there, over in lane 8. Rosie Byrne. Hiding away in that 8th lane. We had some strong swims in the afternoon session yesterday from lanes 1 and 8. I think a couple of the centre lane swimmers weren't expecting the swimmers out there to be putting in the times that they were, but let's keep a close eye on Rosie from Ramsbottom. Let's see if she can keep in touch with lane 5. Final turn there, Sophie Barr, 150-138 at 150 metres. And it is Rosie Byrne over there in lane 8. She's less than a second behind. "25 metres to go, and it's certainly going to be lane 5. Looking at this, unless she slows up drastically, but Sophie Barr from Prescott. And it does look like lane 6 as well. Isla, she's kicking hard. But potentially, I think it's going to be lane 5 going to touch first, and then 8 and 6 in that order. And it is. It's Sophie Barr with 2:28.79, followed by Rosie Byrne of 2:31.23, and then Isla Pulvertaft 2:32.08. Just got those results confirmed, and moving on to heat 4.
So this is heat 4 of the 200 metres freestyle, and in lane 1 we have Esme Moore from Bolton Metro. Lane 2, Isla Astle of Clitheroe. Lane 3, Isla Moss of Satellite. In lane 4, it's Elise Ainscoe of Wigan Best. Lane 5, Lily Royal from Satellite. Lane 6, Chuck Q Kiana Hugh of Liverpool. Lane 7, Rhea Wilkinson of Salford. And in lane 8 is Evie Webster of Trafford Metro. Looks like some of these ladies have gone off quite fast down this first 50. Maybe going to be lane 5, Lily Royal of Satellite turning first, and it is in 33.14. Closely followed by Rhea in lane 7 and Elise in lane 4. Low 33 for that first 50 is a decent start for Lily Royal there. But as we come down this second 50, there's several swimmers looking strong. Down in lane 2 here, it's Isla Astle, who's with a good second 50 up in lane 7. Rhea Wilkinson also going well. But it may just still be Lily Royal from Satellite who turns first as they come to the halfway mark, but it is very tight as they're going to turn here. Let's see who touches first at the turn. Just about Lily Royal in 1:09.85, followed by Rhea Wilkinson and Isla Astle, but not much between all 3 of those swimmers. Start seeing that leg kick increasing a bit down this third 50. Winding themselves up for a big sprint finish down the last 50. Could be a good race again here. Still lanes 2, 5 and 7. That's Isla, Lily and Ria looking strong as they go down towards the far end of the pool. Sunshine looks lovely out there, by the way. Not that I'm jealous of those people who might be able to enjoy it at home. And as they turn, it's still Lily Royal in lane 5 leading the way. Isla Astle is second and Ria Wilkinson in third. So 25 to go in this heat. And Lily Royal is kicking hard for home, it seems now, just pulling away from those two swimmers that were close behind her. Nice strong finish, perhaps from Isla Moss in lane 3 as well. 5 metres to go. Lily Royal's entry time was 2:26, and she's just finished in a time of 2:23.46. In second place in lane 1, Esme Moore with a strong finish, and finishing third in that heat was Ria Wilkinson. Just waiting for those results to be made official. Before moving on to heat number 5. In heat 5, in lane 1, it's Gracie Yates of Ramsbottom. Lane 2, Emily Rowe from Salford. Lane 3, Irene Capitan of Preston. Lane 4, Viana Seffi of Stockport Metro. Lane 5, Poppy Johnson, Wigan Best. Lane 6, Imogen Clarkson of Clitheroe. Lane 7 is Hannah Keegan from Winsford. And in lane 8, it's Eleanor Fothergill of Flixton. Looks like our Stockport Metro swimmer in lane 4. That's Viana Seffi with a strong first 50. She does tend to go out fast in these races, Viana. She's turned well there, just in 32.69. Gracie Yates just behind her, and Hannah Keegan in lane 7, going well also. Good turn it looked like from Gracie down in lane 1 here, and also Emily in lane 2 as they come down towards 25 to go in this first 100. So those two have really cut up and perhaps even overtaken our leaders as they come down with 15 to go. But a nice close race, this one. Probably about 5 or 6 swimmers coming under flags at the same time here. Let's see who just turns first at the halfway point. Just Viana Seffi, but very close behind. In fact, 500th of a second separate Viana, Irene and Emily. Gracie Yates not far behind either, so there's 4 swimmers really going well and pushing each other. I'm sure they'll be aware of each other as they go down this third 50. We've got most of our swimmers in this heat are in the 13 years age group. Just Poppy Johnson in lane 5, who's in the 12 years age group. Let's see who's going to turn first with 50 to go. Looks like maybe lane 3. Is that Irene turning first? It is Irene Capitan, just ahead of Viana Seffi and Emily Rowe in third, as they kick for home. Really good heat, this one. 3 swimmers pretty much together. Lanes 2, 3 and 4. Not much to choose between any of them. Who's got that last kick? Perhaps Irene in lane 3 looking strongest at the moment. 15 to go, but Viana's coming back a bit as well in lane 4. Really keen. Lane 6 is appearing from nowhere as well. That's Imogen Clarkson, who's coming up nice. And let's see how they get to the finish. And it's going to be just Viana Seffi touching first in a time of 2:23.73. Second was Irene Capitan, and third was Imogen Clarkson. But an excellent race in that heat. We will wait for those results to be confirmed. And we will move on to heat number 6.
In lane 1, we have Kerry Sullivan from City Manchester. Lane 2, Isabella Bonfield, City of Salford. Lane 3, Robin Salis, Carnforth. Lane 4, Sophia Sugden, Carlisle Aquatics. Lane 5, Scarlett Rose Barr from City Liverpool. Lane 6, Olivia Wilson City of Salford. Lane 7, Daisy Darcy, also from City of Liverpool. And in lane 8, Olivia Knox from Wigan Best. Looks like lane 1 there. Kerry Sullivan from City of Manchester turning a time of 29.86. She's got a couple of seconds there. Well, next, 2.9 seconds away from the nearest person, which is City of Salford, which is Isabel Bonfield and then Robin Salis. So it looks like Kerry's going for an early lead. Kerry's entry time was 2:22.14. If she keeps that pace up, I think she's going to beat that kind of pace. Onto the flags here, it's definitely lane 1. She's on one today, so Kerry Sullivan, 1:04.88. And second is Scarlett Rose Barr at 1:08.05, and then Robin Salis at 1:08.09. That second place is only less than 0.2 of a second between those three swimmers. Watching Olivia Knox over in lane 8. Okay, same as yesterday, we had some absolute stonking swimmers in lanes 1 and 8 yesterday. It looks like we're on for a game for it today. Yep. Lane 5 is doing well. That's Scarlett Rose Barr from City of Liverpool. Obviously very used to this complex. She does all the training here. As it stands, lane 1, Kerry Sullivan from City of Manchester. She's got 3 or 4 body lengths on the rest of the field. Looks like the City of Liverpool swimmers really trying to come back hard, trying to catch up Olivia Knox from Wigan Best. Fading a little bit at the end there for Kerry Sullivan, but she's going to be on for a good time. And she's touched with the time of 2:16.86. Then it's Olivia Knox at 2:21.3, and then Scarlett Rose Barr, City of Liverpool, 2:21.08. Wait for those results to be confirmed, which they have, for moving on to Heat 7. In lane 1, we have Melina Grace Comerford from Wigan. Lane 2, Mia Robinson, Southport. Lane 3, Anya Foxwell, Wigan. Lane 4, Georgia Howard, also from Wigan. Lane 5, Elizabeth Adam from Leyland Barracudas. Lane 6, Vivian Wilkinson, Wirral Metro. Lane 7, Caitlin Hume, Wigan. And lane 8, Megan Ormiston from Stockport Metro. Going to the turn there is Anya Foxwell, followed by Georgia Howard, and then Caitlin Hume. And that's 3 Wigan Best swimmers. Says Wigan on my screen. Just coming in the flags, the 50-metre mark. Looks like lane 3 from lane 4, which is Anya from Georgia. Got Melina Grace there. It's about 60 metres to go. Looks like for a good scrap there between lanes 3 and 4. It does look like Georgia Howard might be just coming in. I think she is. I think she's just snuck a little bit of a lead into that final turn from a teammate. Yeah, 1:41.21. Followed by Anya Foxwell of 1:41.42. Now Anya Foxwell's fighting back. Good scrap here between the teammates. There's only 0.2 of a second at that final turn. And coming into that final finish, it's who's got the legs and who's got that little touch. Their arm rates are going about the same speed, but I think it could well be lane 4. I could be wrong. And it is. It's Georgia Howard with 2:15.70 from Anya Foxwell, 2:16.1. And then Mia Robinson from Southport, 219.30. Just wait for those provisional results just to clear on the screen. And then we'll be moving on to heat number 8.
In Heat 8, in Lane 1, we have Pollyanna Kershaw of Blackpool Aquatics. Lane 2, Zoe Rogers of Trafford Metro. Lane 3, Hermione Coakley-Hines of Wirral Metro. Lane 4, Autumn Claxton from Salford. Lane 5, Kate Schillinger of Winsford. Lane 6, Maisie Lloyd of Wigan Best. Lane 7, Alana Donlan of Warrington. And Lane 8, Maisie Geary of Leyland Barracudas. Could we please have coaches, team managers, all swimmers for the next event, event 454, that's the open male 200 metres butterfly to marshalling. That's all swimmers for the next event, the 200 metres butterfly to marshalling, please. How are we looking here? Zoe Rogers, fast start there, closely followed by Kate Schillinger and Autumn Claxton. These last few heats spearheaded, so our faster swimmers in the event in the middle lanes. So swimmers should really be racing and swimming fast in lanes 3, 4, 5, 6, 2. They are here as well. Looks like Zoe Rogers of Trafford Metro perhaps just about to turn first at the halfway point, and she does so in a halfway split of 105.58, closely followed by Kate Schillinger and Autumn Claxton. Most swimmers in this heat are in the 14 years age group. We've got Autumn in lane 4 and Alana in lane 7, who are in the age 13 age group. So perhaps still Zoe Rogers of Trafford Metro in lane 2 there, leading the way. And she is indeed. Looks perhaps like lane 6, Maisie Lloyd, coming quite nicely there as well. But it's Zoe Rogers from Kate Schillinger and Autumn Claxton as they come down towards around about 30 metres to go. So let's see, will it be Zoe Rogers who holds on? But we've got Kate Schillinger in lane 5 coming back quite strong as well. Autumn in lane 4 looking strong. But as we come to the finish, it is going to be Zoe Rogers finishing first in a time of 2:14.97. Second was Kate Schillinger, and in third place in that heat was Autumn Claxton. We will wait for the results to be confirmed. And we'll move on to the final heat, that's heat number 9. So in this final heat of the female 14 years and under 200 metres freestyle, we have in lane 1, Ellie Schofield of Aquabears. In 2, it's Ava Halliwell of Wirral Metro. Lane 3, Martha Sumnall from Liverpool. Lane 4, Emily Hall of Warrington. Lane 5 is Kira Johnson of Wigan Best. Lane 6, Lauren Berry of Wirral Metro. Lane 7, Annabelle Irvin, the City of Liverpool. And in lane 8 is Isabel Fowles of Penrith. Just one swimmer in the 13-year age group. That's lane 2, that's Ava Halliwell. All the rest of the swimmers here are in that 14 years age group, of which we had some very fast swimmers in the last heat. So plenty of competition, it seems, in that 14-year age group to get into those final places. Perhaps lane 4, Emily Hall of Warrington. 5, that's Kira Johnson of Wigan Best, just behind her. Maybe lane 6, Lauren Berry in third as we come with 5 metres to go. These two in front, they were stroke for stroke as they come into the wall. And it was just Kira Johnson who turned first in 1:04.74 by 100th of a second from Emily Hall, closely followed by Lauren Berry in third place. But those two out in the middle lanes there, looking strong. Emily Hall with the fastest entry time by some distance in this event. Her entry time is 2:10.50. Kira's entry time was 2:15. So you would expect Emily to lead the way, but Kira doing really, really well. think we saw Emily finishing strong in some races this morning, so maybe we should expect that again here. And it is just Emily leading the way as they come out of the turn, but a decent turn from Kira, good underwater, which leaves them pretty level. Not much in it. Martha Sumnall in lane 3's come into third place now, and she's looking really strong down this last 50. So a brilliant race in this final heat, perhaps between the two that might race out for the gold medal in the final as well. We never know. Let's have a look at them. Is it Emily Hall? Is it Kira Johnson? I think it's just Emily Hall as she's coming in front of me now, reaching out towards the finish, and it will be in lane 4. Emily Hall finishing in 2:13.73. Kira Johnson second in 2:14.21, and Martha Sumnall with a strong finish to finish third there in 2:17.44. So we'll just await their official results, which I think are coming in, and we're moving on to our next event.
In lane 1, we have Ethan Craven from Warriors of Warrington. Lane 2, Yassine Mohammed from Altrincham. Lane 3, Archie Sharrett, Stockport Metro. In lane 4, Cole Hood from Wigan Best. Lane 5, Corey Owens, Stockport Metro. Lane 6, Albion de Brushy, City Liverpool. And in lane 7, Jasper de Glopper from Warriors of Warrington. Bit of a killer this one, 200 metres butterfly. It's not going to be the easiest of swims you're going to do on a Sunday afternoon. I'm sure the coaches will all say that if your technique's right, it shouldn't be as tiring as what it could be. But if you haven't got the technique, it's going to be quite a laboured swim and very difficult to do. Coming up to the 75 metre mark. Looks like lane 4, which is Cole Hood from Wigan Best. He's gone just about a body length of head of lane 5, which is Corey Owens from Stockport. And lane 3, which is Archie, also from Stockport. Wigan there in a Stockport sandwich. Turn at the halfway mark. It is Cole Hood at 1:11.66, followed by Archie and then Corey, 1:14.27, then 1:15.40. It really looks like Cole Hood is streaking away. He's got 4 body lengths ahead of chasing pack from Stockport Metro. And after that, 3. Over on the far side, it looks like Jasper de Glopper from Warriors of Warrington. He's probably still feeling a bit tired. I remember seeing his name on the 1500 earlier. We're coming into that final turn. Cole Hood at the time of 1:49.62 at the 150 metre mark. Then it's Archie Sharrett, 1:57.26. Then Yassine Mohammed at 2:01.21. Oh. Definitely looks like lane 4. Cole Hood from Wigan Best. He's made this his race from start to finish. Coming onto the flags now. What time is he going to touch under? Wow, 2:27.80. Provisional second is going to go to Archie Sharrett from Stockport Metro, 2:40.61. There's a scrapper there on the far side, between 6 and 7. Can Jasper hold out? And it looks like Albion de Brushy there from City Liverpool, 2:53.69. Some tired looking faces. As you say, it's not the easiest 200 flight. Just wait for those results just to filter through before we move on. Just got a disqualification to announce in lane 5 from that heat. Was disqualified for a technical infraction. And moving on to heat number 2. In lane 1, we have Ben Ermston from Wigan Best. Lane 2, Joseph Todhunter from Copeland. Lane 3, Daniel French, Wirral Metro. Lane 4, Ben Stevenson from Garston. Lane 5, Callum Byrne from Southport. Lane 6, Lee Scholes from City of Salford. And in lane 7, Alex Murray from Warriors of Warrington.
The next event after this one will be event 455. That's the female 14 years and under 400 metres freestyle. So could we please ask, if they're not already there, could we have the first 5 heats of this event to marshalling, please? The first 5 heats of event 455, the 14 years and under 400 metres freestyle to marshalling, please.
Got some finalists to announce for event 462, which is 11 and 12-year-old girls 200 metres freestyle final. We got Evie Webster from Trafford Metro, Isla Astley from Clitheroe, Ria Wilkinson from City of Salford, Harper Aspinall, Wirral Metro, Esme Moore, Bolton Metro, Poppy Johnson from Wigan Best, Isla Moss from Satellite, Sophie Barr from Prescott. Your reserve finalists are Rosie Byrne from Ramsbottom and Holly Rell from Penrith. Finalists for event 463, which is the 13 years 200 metres ladies freestyle. We have Lily Royal from Satellite, then Ava Halliwell from Wirral Metro, Olivia Knox from Wigan Best, Autumn Claxton from City of Salford, Mia Robinson from Southport, Alana Donlan from Warriors of Warrington, Daisy Darcy from City of Liverpool, and Viana Sefi from Stockport Metro. Reserve finalists are Irene Capitan from Preston and Imogen Clarkson from Clitheroe. And finally, event 464, the 14 years 200 metres freestyle final for ladies. We have Kerry Sullivan from City of Manchester, Kate Schillinger from Winsford, Zoe Rogers from Trafford Metro, Emily Hall from Warriors of Warrington, Kira Johnson from Wigan Best, Georgia Howard also from Wigan Best, and just to make the 3 of them, Anya Foxwell also from Wigan Best. And we have Martha Sumnall from City of Liverpool, and reserve finalists are Harmony Cloakley-Hines from Wirral Metro and Elizabeth Adam from Leyland Barracudas. Coaches, team managers, you have 15 minutes to make any withdrawals from those finals. Just in time to pick up the finisher there in lane 4, Ben Stevenson from Garston with a time of 2:27.71. There's a heck of a scrap there between 3 and 5. Possibly 5 might get the touch there. He's a stroke ahead. Who's it going to be? It is. It's lane number 5, Callum Byrne from Southport, 2:38.85. And then Daniel French from Wirral Metro, 2:39.29.
So the results are hopefully just coming in. It looks like we're ready to move on to the final heat. That's heat 3. Heat 3 is underway, and it's Harrison Burgess of Ramsbottom in lane 1, Casey Costain of Wirral Metro in lane 2. In lane 3, it's William Kershaw of Blackpool Aquatics. In lane 4, it's Kane Ashton, the City of Manchester. Lane 5 is Gus Fraser from Winsford. Lane 6 is Sam McCusker of Altrincham. Lane 7 is William Birchall of Satellite. And in lane 8, Evan Wong of Preston. So in this final heat in lane 4, Kane Ashton's got comfortably the fastest qualifying time. His entry time of 2:33.99, so absolutely no surprise to see him well ahead after the first 50 there. Looks like his entry time is probably 6 seconds faster or so than anyone else in this event. Kane's looking strong as he comes down with 15 to go. Pretty much in awe of these swimmers doing the 200 fly. Makes me feel tired just watching them up here. So great effort and respect to any 200 flyers, and it is Kane Ashton that turns first, 1:08 for his first 100 there. And he's about 7 seconds ahead of Gus Fraser in lane 5 and William Kershaw in lane 3. Bit of an exhibition from Kane here. I wonder if he'll ease off a bit, save a bit for the final. Who knows? I probably would, but I wouldn't be in there in the first place, so it's easy for me to say. Kane, we're just checking up, is already on that British list for the Summer Nationals with a time, we think of around 2:25 he's got this in this window so far. His entry time 2:23.99. So let's see as he comes down here what he's going to do. He's still followed by William Kershaw and Gus Fraser. But as we come with 15 or so meters to go, probably going to be outside that entry time, I think, but not too far away. Excellent swim from Kane Ashton, who finishes first, a time of 2:26.33. A really, really strong swim. But look at this fight for second place here between William Kershaw and Gus Fraser. Can't quite call it. I think we could just go on who hits that lucky stroke at the end. Who's going to get it? I think it's just Gus Fraser. Well done in lane 5, finishing second. And in third was William Kershaw. Rest of the swimmers coming in now, battling through to the end of this heat. As I said, big respect to any 200 flyers from me. Grueling event. So we've got Evan Wong just completing this event over in lane 8 there, and he touches there. And we've just finished event 454, the 200 metres fly. We'll wait for the results to come in. Looks like that results in. We're moving on to the next event very shortly. That event is event 455. It's the female 14 years and under 400 metres freestyle. There are 10 heats in this event. And once more, very obviously, heat 1 will be first. It's warming up in here, just getting fanned down by my co-commentator up here, which is very, very kind. And in heat 1 of this event, we've got in lane 3, Eva Smith from Warrington. In lane 2, Harriet Island of Satellite. Lane 5, Isla Perry of Warrington. And lane 6 is Seren Johnson of Wirral Metro. 400 freestyle.
I think the heat's getting to him. Here's a warm one here. 400 metres freestyle. As I said, it's kind of, is it a sprint? Isn't it a sprint? Is it distance? It's not normally considered a distance race, but it can be pretty tough trying to go flat out for 400 metres, which I don't think anyone can do, but element of tactics. So they're going to go steady and sprint at the end. Are they going to go hard at the start and hold out as long as they can? There's always a lot of tactics here.
So a fairly even start in this first heat here as they come towards the 100 metre mark. Perhaps Isla Perry of Warrington is going to turn first. And it is Isla whose first 100 comes in at 1:16.02. Harriet Island close behind, and Eva Smith also really close, all under 1:17 there. Seren Johnson not too close behind either. Looks like lane 4 came out of the wall really well there and is leading the way as they go down this 50. All swimming nicely down this third 50. Perhaps just trying to settle into the race a bit and save a little bit for the end. But as they turn, it is lane 4. That's Harriet Island of Satellite turning first. Second is Eva Smith, and then it's Isla Perry. So heading down towards halfway in this first heat of the 400 metres free. Some brilliant cheering going on poolside. I don't know if you can hear that on the live stream as well, but some outstanding support there on poolside in a very fetching pink sort of dry robe there as well. So really good support.
And I know that swimmer, guess her name is Pink Lily. So perfectly appropriate robe that she's wearing. She's shouting for a teammate. Don't forget, Pink Lily, there is another warrior in the pool. Shout for the other one as well.
Not sure who's putting the most effort in here, the swimmers or our cheerleader on poolside there. But it's a really good effort. Good to hear that support for teammates. And as they go down towards the flags at the far end of the pool, coming into the sunshine there. The wonderful Liverpool sunshine.
I'm looking down at the lead referee and she's cooking there in the sunshine. I think she's feeling like a vampire in the sun down there. Sure we can get her a nice cool drink of water in a minute.
It's definitely an afternoon for being in the garden rather than it's like a bit of a large greenhouse here at Liverpool, but you know, we'll get through to the end of this session. Just while these ladies swim, we have some finalists to announce, and that's for the 200 metres butterfly for the open male category. Event 465, that's the 11 and 12 years age group. We have Ethan Craven from Warrington, Harrison Burgess from Ramsbottom, Alex Murray from Warrington, Albion DeBruchy of Liverpool, Evan Wong of Preston, and Ben Ermston of Wigan Best.
And it looks like it's working, all this encouragement. So the Warriors swimmer there in lane 3 just got a slight lead. That's Eva Smith. Still good, in for a good scrap there between Harriet and Eva. And on the far side over there, we've got Isla Perry and Seren Johnson from Warriors and Wirral Metro.
Just some more finalists quickly. That 200 metres fly for the open male category. In the 13 years age group, the finalists are Jasper de Glopper of Warrington, Gus Fraser of Winsford, Ben Stevenson of Garston, Daniel French of Wirral Metro, Casey Costain, also of Wirral Metro, and William Birchall of Satellite. They're the swimmers that have the pleasure of doing that 200 fly all over again in a little while.
Got 25 metres to go. That's why we're in for a bit of a racing finish there. Got the Warriors of Warrington swimmer, Eva Smith. I think we should be giving Pink Lily a job on this microphone. She's better than us.
Okay, so touching first there is Eva Smith in a time of 5:25.36. Second was Harriet Island, 5:27.69. Look at this race for third place here. Really, really tight between Isla and Seren. Can't call it maybe, just Seren reaching out towards the end. And it is Seren Johnson finishing third there. Good racing there from all four of our swimmers. We'll just wait for those results to be confirmed. And then it looks like we're ready for heat number 2.
In lane 1, we have Rosie Byrne from Ramsbottom. Lane 2, Alba Vazano, Warriors of Warrington. Lane 3, Naomi Corrigan, Southport. Lane 5, Anuja Nanor from Warriors of Warrington. Lane 6, Martha Baxter, City of Liverpool. Lane 7, Emmy Connors, Warriors of Warrington. And in lane 8, Holly Relf from Penrith.
Okay, some more finalists to announce. So the final of that 200 metres fly for the open male category is the 14 years age group. In that final we have Joseph Todhunter of Copeland, William Kershaw of Blackpool Aquatics, Callum Byrne from Southport, Kane Ashton from the City of Manchester, Cole Hood of Wigan Best, Archie Sharrett of Stockport Metro, Lee Scholes from the City of Salford, Sam McCusker from Altrincham, and our reserve finalist is Yassine Mohammed of Altrincham. All of those finalists now have 15 minutes to withdraw should they wish to do so.
Let's pick you up on the swimming, coming up to the quarter distance. Looks like lane 5. That's a Nugent and North from Warriors of Warrington. Just got that early lead, and there's not much between lanes 2 and 6, which is Alba Vazana, also from Warriors, and Martha Baxter from City Liverpool. 1, 3 and 8. Not really much difference between those swimmers. That's Rosie, Neem and Holly. Still early doors. Let's come into flags there. 150 metres, Anuja Nanor. She's got 2.4 seconds over Martha Baxter, who's now moved up into second. Then it's Holly Ralph and Alba Vazana. And then Neem Corrigan. They're all under the 2-minute mark there. About 225 metres to go on this in this gala. Heat's getting to me now. In this race. Coming to the flags. It does look like Martha is catching up on Nugent and all that. And just I spied over there in lane 8. Holly Ralph from Penrith is starting to make a presence now. Your current 1, 2, 3 is Nugent and all. Martha Baxter, City Liverpool, and then Holly Ralph from Penrith. I don't think they've seen Holly hiding over there in lane 8. Martha's doing bilateral breathing. She's probably seen it. And in fact, Nugent's just breathing to her left. She knows where the swimmers' dangers are coming from. She's trying to keep an eye on it. And into that turn there. And 150 metres to go. We're doing a good scrap there in lanes 2 and 3. That's Alba Vazana and Neem Corrigan from Warriors and Southport respectively. There's around about 0.4 of a second between the two of them. Just an arm stroke. But Martha Baxter's looking very strong there. She's 100 metres to go. Now coming up to 3/4 distance. It's been a Nugent and Nor's race from start to finish so far. And she's still got the legs. She's got 300 metres, got 100 metres to go. 2 more lengths to the pool. Quick glance to see where the other swimmers are. And now Martha Baxter's got Holly Ralph to contend with over there in Penrith in lane 8. And Alba Vazana, she's starting to kick her legs. She might have left it a little bit too late to catch up those front 3. But she's pulling ahead from lanes 1 and 3, which is Rosie and Neem. Has to be said, pretty much from start to finish, it's been a Nugent. And it's that final turn, 3:38.74. Then it's Martha, 4:42.43, and about half a second after that, you've got Holly Ralph. Could be in for a bit of nail-biting finish between the City Liverpool swimmer and the Penrith swimmer in 6 and 8. Start to hear lots of encouragement coming from their teammates. The old dreaded whistles from the coaches. These two are certainly eating a Nugent's a lead. There's been a gutsy performance there, so provisional first going to a Nugent at 5:17.53. There we've got Holly Ralph at 5:20.53, and then Martha Baxter at 5:21.32. There's your provisional 1, 2, 3. Tired looking faces. They're confirmed. Moving on to heat 3. In lane 1, we have Alina Phillips from Garston. Lane 2, Lily Sparshot from Cockermouth. Lane 3, Mabel Wood, Wirral Metro. Lane 4, Molly Offord, Altrincham. Lane 5, Grace Tushingham from Preston. Lane 7 is Grace Yates from Ramsbottom. And lane 8, Erin Fletcher from Leyland Barracudas.
Okay, so in this heat we've got the majority of swimmers in the age 13 years age group, but over in lane 6 we've got Isla Astle of Clitheroe in the 12 years age group. And entry times of all of these swimmers really, really close, ranging from 5:18.20 to 5:19.90, so less than 2 seconds between all their entry times. Again, a lot of respect. Some of these swimmers just looking down the start list going forward. We've got some swimmers who are doing this 400 free, having done the 200 free not so long ago. So again, on a hot Sunday afternoon, it's a really tough ask. So a lot of respect for these girls for getting in and getting on.
As coming into the first 100 metres, looks like lane 4. That's Molly Offord from Altrincham. I think I recognise the surname, and looking at the head coach from Altrincham, got a name of Kate Offord. Maybe there's some relation there, who knows? She's laughing away. I think the Warriors coach has just about forgiven me for talking about coaches and swimmers earlier. So, over there, lanes 4 and 5. So looks like Grace Tushingham from Preston's making a bit of a play, coming up to the 75-metre mark. Certainly those two ahead of the rest of the field, and then really not much difference between 1, 2, 3, 7 and 8. Just a body length really, but Grace Tushingham there, 1:52.58, and around about half a second behind is Molly Offord. But I think lanes 1, 2, 3 are starting to catch up, these two. Certainly appears to it from here. The leg beats are a little bit faster. Stroke rate's a little bit faster. What do you think? You weren't listening. So coming onto the flags there in lane 5. It's Grace Tushingham from Preston now taking the lead from Molly Offord. 2:34.32 and 2:33.31. There's only a couple of seconds. These three here in lanes 1, 2, 3, they've still got around about 175 metres to go. I think these three are going to catch down these leading two. Again, looking over there on 7 and 8, they're having a private scrap themselves. That's Grace Yates from Ramsbottom and Erin Fletcher from Leyland Barracudas. Right, so we've got 3 mini races all in one. Around about 230 odd metres. Yeah, it does look like Grace is just slightly extending her lead, but look at lane 1. Yeah, it looks like Alina Phillips from Garston's. She's deciding she wants some of the action, and she's dragging lanes 2 and 3, which is Lily and Mabel. If they keep this kind of pace up, they could be having 3 swimmers vying for that first position with 100 metres to go. As it stands, we've now got Grace Tushingham, then Molly Offord, and only 0.2 of a second behind, we've got Alina Phillips, then Lily Sparshot and Mabel Wood. It's going to go down to who's put all the training and hard effort in. You can put that sprint finish at the end of a 400. Should imagine they'll be tight across their arms and shoulders. Lungs will be burning. At lane 1, is she going to make a... Do you know what? It could be in for a bit of a finish here between lanes 1 and 5. That's Alina. Wow. Okay, we've just got half a second between Grace and Alina in lanes 5 and 1. Then we've got Lily Sparshot. Molly Offord is not far behind now. She's only a quarter of a second. I think lane 1 has pretty much timed her race and sprint to perfection. Remember, she was probably 4 body lengths behind the leading 2. There's a Farrell scrap here coming under the flags. I think it's just half a stroke ahead. Make that 2 strokes ahead. And we came with provisional touch there. Lena Phillips, a time of 5:11.68, followed by Grace Tushingham of 5:12.91. And then we have Lily Sparshot from Cockermouth, 5:17.84. Cracking finish. Lily wants to know her time. It was 5:17.84. She's not listening to me.
Moving on to heat number 4. In this heat, in lane 1, we have Yara Ghazal of Lancaster. Lane 2 is Isla Moss of Satellite. Lane 3, Brooklyn Hale of Cockermouth. Lane 4, Ruby Whiteside from the city of Salford. Lane 5, Esme Cunliffe of Wigan Best. Lane 6, Maya Kawa of Warrington. Lane 7, Evie Webster of Trafford Metro. And lane 8 is Ellie Woodcock of Cockermouth. Worth noting here that Brooklyn in lane 3 is one of our para swimmers in the S9 category. And as they come down to the first 50, perhaps lane 1 leading the way, that's Yara Ghazal, yeah, and Ruby Whiteside in lane 4 turning second, followed by Esme Cunliffe in 5. Again, plenty of time in a 400 for things to change, as we saw in our last heat. Some swimmers holding a bit back in the tank maybe, some swimmers going out fast and trying to hold on, the different tactics for different swimmers. And we'll start seeing that sorting itself out as we get through the race. Looking like it might be lane 4, Ruby Whiteside, who's going to turn first, just ahead of Yara Ghazal in lane 1. And in lane 5, Esme Cunliffe turned in third after the end of that first 100. All 8 swimmers look settled into their strokes now in this second 100. Perhaps lane 4, Ruby Whiteside, just stretching that lead a little bit as she comes down to the 150 mark. And it will be Ruby who turns first by a good few meters there. Around about 4 seconds ahead of Esme Cunliffe, and then Yara Ghazal in third. Evie Webster in lane 7 has made some ground in that 50. Now coming down towards the halfway mark, it's Ruby Whiteside looking really strong in this first 200. Remains to be seen if she's a strong first half of the race, or will her back end be strong as she comes into the second 200. But she looks like she's stretched her lead a little bit there. She has indeed, around about 5 seconds now over Esme Cunliffe. Yara Ghazal turning third. The last 4 or 5 swimmers sort of pretty close together as they come down the pool. Worth a check as we come into this next one if Ruby's maintaining that lead. It was around 5 seconds or so at the last turn. A real range of ages in this heat as well. Ruby, who's 13, turns in 3:07.92. Her lead was around 5 seconds. Stretched to nearly 7 seconds now. We've got a couple of few 12-year-olds in this heat. That's in lane 2, 5, 6 and 7. 14-year-old in lane 3, the rest are 13. So still Ruby Whiteside looking strong. See what she's got left for this last 100, because she's given it some in this first 3. Was around 7 seconds. We've got some swimmers in around third place, very level between lanes 1, 2, 3, 6 and 7. Let's have a look what Ruby's lead is now in this heat. Yeah, it's around about 8 seconds, so stretching it out there a little bit. Just turning in third was Mayakawa after Esme Cunliffe in second. Ruby in lane 4's entry time was 5:13.40. She's looking like she's going to come in way below that, even with a good distance to go. So coming up with 50 to go, Ruby Whiteside turns 4:26.24. As I said, her entry time 5:13.40. Turning in second place, Esme Cunliffe. And turning in third, Evie Webster. Really close between third, fourth and fifth though. So 25 to go for Ruby Whiteside from the city of Salford. Reminder that entry time for her, 5:13.40. And she's coming under the flags. She's going to get well under that. And it will be Ruby Whiteside of the city of Salford. Touches first in a time of 5:03.94. Coming in strongly to finish second, it looks like Esme Cunliffe. And it is Esme who finishes in a time of 5:12.87. And just touching in third, that's Mayakawa in 5:16.49. We'll wait for those results to come in, which it looks like they have, so we should be ready to move on to heat number 5. It's me again, isn't it? I think it's me again, isn't it? Yeah. So in heat number 5 of this event, in lane 1 is Hattie Lawson of Winsford. Lane 2 is Elise Ainscoe of Wigan Best. Lane 3, Esme Moore of Bolton Metro. Lane 4 is Layla Dolan, and lane 5, Layla Scales, both of Wigan Best. Lane 6 is Isla Liptrot from Liverpool. Lane 7 is Betsy Lloyd of Wigan Best, and in lane 8 is Jessica Barnett of Winsford. If they are not already there, please could all remaining swimmers for this event head to marshalling, please. So all remaining swimmers for the 400 metres freestyle to marshalling, please. So it's Isla Liptrot turning first there, ahead of the two Laylas in second and third. Just to keep things a bit easier for me, or perhaps to confuse me, you never know, two Laylas. This is possibly one of the sort of closest heats we've had at this stage as we're coming into the first 100 turn. Maybe one of our Laylas in lane 4 turning first. Yeah, that's Layla. Oh, no, Isla Liptrot just turned first in lane 6. Then Layla Dolan, then Layla Scales. Pretty close between those first two. In fact, pretty close between the first 5 or 6. Some good support in the crowd again. I can hear down the spectator gallery there. Swimmers getting cheered on as they go towards the 150 mark. So coming into touch, looks like still Isla Liptrot of Liverpool. Just under half a second ahead of Layla Dolan, and third was Esme Moore now, over in lane 3. So in her home pool, it looks like Isla Liptrot, who's going to turn first at the 200 mark. And it is Isla in lane 6, turning first, just ahead of Layla Dolan. And in third place, Esme Moore. Into the second half of this race now. Third 100, tough one to judge. Do we hold our pace? Do we drop off a bit? Ready for that last 100. So Isla turning, round about the same sort of distance ahead of Layla Dolan, we think, around a second in it there. Esme Moore in third. But several swimmers pretty close together here. Lane 3, which is Esme Moore, is looking like she's coming quite strong now. Down in lane 1 as well, Hattie Lawson starting to kick in a bit maybe here. So we've seen Isla Liptrot lead pretty much all the way here, but had she gone off fast? Has she got much left for the last 100? Let's see as we turn. It still will be Isla turning first. Still around about a second or so lead. Esme Moore in lane 3 has finished that length strong and turned well as well. So it's just a matter of what these ladies have got left in the tank as they go down with about 75 metres to go. And Isla's doing a good job here of really holding on, holding that pace as she goes through this event and leaving something left. She's probably stretched a lead a touch as she turns there. It was about a second. Yeah, it's around about 2 seconds now, so Isla did have some left in the tank, but lane 3 again comes out of the wall really well there. That's Esme Moore. The last 2 turns we've seen her, I've seen her really gain, and she's going for it down this last 50. 25 to go, and Isla Liptrot, who we thought was nailed on to win this heat, may still do so, but Isla Moore is giving it her best shot down in lane 3. Will Esme get there? Will Isla hold on? This is going to be really, really close. It might just be in lane 3. Yeah, Esme Moore, who finishes first in a time of 5:02.07. Second was Isla Liptrot. And in third place in that heat was Layla Dolan. Brilliant finish to that race from Esme there, and a good race all round. Just waiting for that result to become official. It looks like it is. So we're moving on to heat number 5. 6.
In lane 1, we have Alexis Aspin from Preston, joined by a teammate in lane 2, Philippa Rankin, also from Preston. Looks like we're missing lanes 3 and 4. In lane 5, we have Melina Grace Comerford from Wigan Best. In lane 6, Rihanna Harper from Carlisle Aquatics. Lane 7, Charlotte Ainscoe from Northwich. And in lane 8, Lily Royal from Satellite.
We've got one swimmer in this heat in lane 5 who's in the 14 years age group. The remainder of the swimmers in this heat are all in the 13 years age group.
Pretty much line astern coming into that first 100 metres. Looks like lane 7 just going to get the touch, which is Charlotte. And she does, 1:10.69 at the quarter distance. Closely followed by Melina Grace with 1:11.01. Rihanna Harper 1:11.35, and then 6 100ths behind that. Very really close, those 4 swimmers on the far side. We've got just a second separating those first 5 swimmers. From where I'm standing here, it looks like lane 5. Wigan best swimmer, that's Melina Grace Comerford. She's got about half a body length over lane next to her, lane 6, which is Rihanna Harper. And looking down at lane 2, she's had a good 100 metre. That's Philippa Rankin from Preston. She's managed to get a couple of body lengths ahead of her teammate in lane 1. And she's closing in on the leading group on the far side over there. They might need to be careful. A couple of empty lanes next to them. It's difficult to see the swimmers when they're 3-4 lanes away from you. Yeah, 250 metres. Really not much in it between Melina Gracie and Rihanna Harper. Yeah, second and a half, and then we have Lily Royce and Charlotte Ainscote. Do you know what? 100 to go. I'm gonna call it. It's going to be another racing finish. I think these two are sizing each other up to see who's got the legs for a 100-metre sprint. Yeah, it's Wigan Best versus Carlisle Aquatics. Wow, not much there. What have we got? 3:46.05 for Melina Grace, then it's Rihanna Harper at 3:46.11. It's only 6/100ths of a second. And you can see they're opening up the throttles now. They're starting to pull ahead of lanes 8 and 7. Lane 2's done well. Trying to catch up that 7 and 8 place. In fact, that lane 8 swimmer, who's that? That's Lily Royal from Satellite. We had this a couple of heats ago, where we weren't expecting someone when we were looking at the pace of the race and just timed the sprint to perfection. Again, looking at that one, it's Rihanna Harper, 4:23.96. And we've only got 11/100 of a second, then it's Melina Grace Comerford. So lane 6 is just a 10th of a second ahead of lane 5. Then we've got Lily Royal. Who's got the guts here? Who's got the determination, dig deep and finish? I'm going to say it's lane 6. Rihanna Harper. She's managed to get half a body length, and it's been a good cracking swim over there on the far side, lane 8. I think that's going to be the 1, 2, 3. So again, we've got Rihanna Harper, 4:59.49, followed by Melina Grace Comerford at 5:01.18, and then Lily Royal, 5:02.51. So wait for those results just to get confirmed, which they have. Moving on to heat number 7. In lane 1, we have Emily Rowe from City of Salford. Lane 2, Irene Capitan from Preston. Lane 3, Maisie Geary, Leyland Barracudas. Lane 4, Poppy Johnson, Wigan Best. Lane 5, Imogen Clarkson, Clitheroe. Lane 6, Serena Standring from Winsford. Lane 7, Natalie Kaliva, Warriors of Warrington. And in lane 8, Scarlett Rose Spa from City of Liverpool. Coming to our first 50, looks like lane 3 has got a slight body length ahead. That's Maisie Geary from Leyland Barracudas. Certainly from a club name point of view, Barracuda is one of the fastest fish in the sea. It's an active predator. That's chasing its prey down. It does look like Maisie is up in front. Is she going to get chased down? Is she going to be the prey? Or can she stay ahead? So coming up to the 100 metre, 25% of the way. Yeah, 1:08.93. Yeah, she's got 2.6 seconds over Imogen Clarkson. Then it's Irene Capitan. Only a 10th and a half between second and third there. Natalie Kaliva, a little bit in touch with those two as well. It looks like actually Natalie Kaliva from this angle starting to kick her legs a little bit harder. They're over there in lane 7. And you can also see Scarlett Rose Barr there from City Liverpool's trying to stay with them. Yeah, those 7 and 8 are trying to catch up. Yeah, definitely Maisie Geary. Then it's Irene Capitan, 150.47. And then just a tenth of a second is Imogen Clarkson, and then Natalie Kaliva just 2 100ths behind. And another 2 tenths behind that, it's Emily Rowe. So not much to call for that second place. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4 swimmers vying within a quarter of a second. Colleague's just telling me she had a 4-second lead in the turn down there. She's coming up halfway mark, 2:24.69. 2:28.76. Yeah, it's around about 4 seconds, 4.1. It's now Natalie Kaliva. So what we saw on that last 100 metres ago, you can see Natalie's leg kick was starting to kick a bit harder, and she's certainly dragging lane 8 with her, which is Scarlett Rose Barr from City Liverpool. They've got lots of mini races going on, so 1 and 2 are having a scrap. 3's out on their own, 4 and 5 are having a good scrap, and 7 or 8 as well. 3 races all in one. Maisie Geary 3:02.47, 3:07.35. It's now approaching 5 seconds lead. So Maisie's starting to pull ahead now from Natalie Kaliva and Emily Rowe. There's just half a second between those two. Just coming out to the flags. 300 metre mark, 100 metres to go. Just going to see where she is. Maisie Geary, 3:40.78. She had about 7 seconds. 3:46.24. Looks like Natalie Kaliva's managed to claw a second back. As Emily Rowe and Scarlett Rose Barr, they're right on their tail. So we're going to be in a fight for second, I think. I've seen a bit of a pattern with some of these City Liverpool swimmers. Their last 100 metres, they seem to have a bit more pace on the legs, catching up. But Natalie Kaliva's, yeah, she's making a dent in there. So Maisie Geary, 4:19.14. 4:24, yeah, it's 5 seconds. Yeah, she's taken another second out to Maisie Geary. So Natalie Kaliva, and again, about 2/3 of a second. It's the City Liverpool swimmer who's now in 3rd place. Over there in lane 8. And going from the entry times, none of these swimmers have gone under 5 minutes before. I think I'm going to safely say that lane 3 is. That's Maisie Geary. And we're in for a real good scrap there on the far side. So Maisie Geary, 4:56.20. I think that might be the first time she's gone under 5 minutes. And then it's Natalie Kaliva, 5:02.01. And Scarlett Rose Barr from City Liverpool, 5:02.25, just 0.2 of a second. Let's wait for those results to get confirmed. And then we're moving on to Heat 8. Obviously, we've just got one more. I missed that one. Sorry.
Just a little bit of confirmation as we wait for the next heat. Got just 3 heats of this event to go before we get into our finals this afternoon. Remember, we've got finals in the 100 metre breaststroke for our girls, in the 200 metres freestyle, 100 backstroke for the open male category, and also 200 fly. Not in that order. We'll get the order right when we get there. We're moving on to heat number 8. Okay, in heat number 8 in lane 1, we've got Robin Salis of Carnforth. Lane 2 is Sophia Hewlett of Bebington. Lane 3 is Olivia Wilson from Salford. Lane 4, Alana Donlan of Warrington. Lane 5 is Harper Aspinall of Wirral Metro. Lane 6, Annabelle Irvin of Liverpool. Lane 7 is Isabella Bonfield of Salford. And in lane 8, it's Marley Rose Garrett from the City of Liverpool. So let's see how this heat pans out. Fairly even start as they turn after the first 50, with Sophia Hewlett turning first, Alana Donlan, Annabelle Irvin, but all of those swimmers there within a second and a half or so of each other. Really tight first 50 that. Will it stay that way? Let's see. Looks like maybe lane 2 just stretching out a little bit against Sophia Hewlett of Bebington. Ready to turn after 100 metres. It's really tight to come in front of me here. But as they turn, I think it is just... Oh, it's Alana Donlan who's just taken the lead there in lane 4. Sophia Hewlett second and Harper Aspinall in third. But 11 hundredths of a second between all three of those, and 3 more swimmers not far behind. In fact, the whole heat's pretty close here. Could be a race on our hands. Looks like lane 5, Harper Aspinall's had a strong third 50, and it is her that turns first. 146.67, Alana Donlan second, Marley Rose Garrett third. Really picked up the pace there, Harper, to open up a lead. We'll head down now towards the 200 metre mark, halfway in this race. Just below me, going on the flags, is Harper Aspinall, who will turn first. Over in lane 5, 2:23.77 for the first half. Alana Donlan, second. Marley Rose Garrett in third. Worth noting that Harper in lane 5, our leader, is the youngest swimmer in this heat. Harper's in the 12 years age group. We have a 13 years age group in lane 4. The rest of the swimmers are age 14. So very impressive from Harper. So around about a 4-second lead for Harper Aspinall in lane 5. Over in lane 8, it's Marley Rose turning second and Alana Donlan in third. Still not much to choose between second and fifth place, really. So we're going to turn with the last 100 coming up. It's still Harper Aspinall leading in lane 5. She turns first with 100 to go. 3:38.53. Over in lane 8 there, though, Marley Rose Garrett looked like she had a strong 100 there. And turning third was Alana Donlan. So will we see Harper hold on here? Got a couple of swimmers maybe closing the gap here in lane 4 and lane 8. That's Alana and Marley Rose. We'll have a look as they come back onto the screen here under the flags. So Harper is still pretty well clear. Could be a good race between Marley Rose in lane 8 and Alana in lane 4 for second place here, I think. Harper's entry time 4:55.70. So with 15 metres to go, it's still Harper Aspinall leading the way. 4:55.70 the entry time. She's going to come in under that, I think. And it is Harper Aspinall touching first in 4:50.86. Touching in second just as Alana Donlan, 4:55.67. Then in third was Marley Rose Garrett in lane 8. We'll just await official confirmation of that result. And it looks like it's in, so we'll move on to heat number 9. Two heats to go in the 400 free before we start those finals. In heat number 9, we have in lane 1, Emily Tabban of Warrington. Lane 2 is Pollyanna Kershaw of Blackpool. Lane 3, Hermione Coakley-Hines of Wirral Metro. Lane 4, Tilly Stevens of Liverpool. Lane 5 is Maisie Lloyd of Wigan Best. Lane 6, Vivian Wilkinson of Wirral Metro. And in lane 8 is Ava Halliwell, also of Wirral Metro. So Vivian Wilkinson turning first there. Just slightly ahead of Pollyanna Kershaw and Tilly Stevens. Again, a really good close race so far. In this heat, we've got swimmers in lane 6 and lane 8 who are in the 13 years age group. All the rest of them are in the 14 years age group. No final, obviously, in this event, so they'll be looking to see how their times add up. And as we come into turn after the first 100, it looks perhaps like it's Pollyanna Kershaw in lane 2 turning first from Tilly Stevens, and closely followed by Hermione Coakley-Hines. But pretty much a second between the whole field there, and some swimmers coming out of the wall with some good solid turns and underwaters. As we're in these last couple of heats, these are our faster qualifiers, so good to see them looking strong as they turn at 150. Pollyanna Kershaw just leading, but it's really close. Tilly Stevens 800ths of a second behind her. Vivian Wilkinson in third. But still under 2 seconds between the whole field. So again, will we see swimmers make a move in this third 100? Will we see some of them holding back for their last 100? Looks like we might have a new leader as we turn at the halfway point. And that is Tilly Stevens from Liverpool, who's turned first at the halfway point. 2:23.59. Pollyanna Kershaw turning second. And Hermione Coakley-Hines in third. Still little to choose between, particularly the first 4. Maybe lane 6 making a bit of a move now as well. That's Vivian Wilkinson of Wirral Metro. One of the girls in the 13 years age group who's looking strong as she comes down to the flags with around about 150 to go. So let's see who does turn first. I think it's still going to be Tilly Stevens, but looks like Vivian's going to turn second after a strong 50 there. It is, oh, it's Hermione turning second and just from Vivian Wilkinson. Really close between them. Could be set up for a good last 100 here. So a few swimmers looking good as they come about 10 metres to go before they turn for their last 100 in this event. Really tightening up underneath me. Still just Tilly Stevens. The mover in that 100 was perhaps Hermione Coakley-Hines, who turned second. Vivian Wilkinson third, and Hermione turned really well there and looking good as she comes out over in lane 6 and lane 5. It's all going on in this heat. Lane 1 perhaps even coming a little bit. That's Emily Tabban down there looking strong. All to play for with around 75 metres to go. Definitely a tough one to call. Possibly from my view, it's a hard one to spot from here. Maybe Vivian Wilkinson just in the lead, but oh my word, that is close. On the screen here, they're going to be touching pretty much at the same time. Hermione Coakley-Hines turns first, then Vivian Wilkinson, then Tilly Stevens, then Maisie Lloyd, but there's about half a second between those four. Who's got the kick as we come down this last 50? Possibly Hermione Coakley-Hines, who turned well again into the last 50. She's looking strong. Lane 1 isn't out of it either. That's Emily Tabern. Big finish. Who knows what's going to happen here? Lane 5, we've got Maisie Lloyd coming strong as well. Lane 6, we've got Vivian Wilkinson. It's a tough one to call. Might be just Lane 3 who's stretching out, and it is touching first in a great race. Hermione Coakley-Hines, 450.20. Second was Maisie Lloyd, and third was Vivian Wilkinson, 451.06. That was a brilliant race. Just waiting for those results after that excellent heat to be in. It looks like they're in. So we're moving on to the final heat. Oh, hang on a second. Just have a disqualification to announce in that last heat. Disqualification in lane 6. In that last heat, disqualification lane 6. Moving on to heat number 10.
In lane 1, we have Elizabeth Adam from Leyland Barracudas. Lane 2, Martha Sumnall, City of Liverpool. Lane 3, Lauren Berry, Wirral Metro. Lane 4, Georgia Howard, Wigan Best. Lane 5, Emily Hall, Warriors of Warrington. Lane 6, Kira Johnson, Wigan Best. Lane 7, Autumn Claxton, City of Salford. And in lane 8, Lily Rose Unwin, Stockport Metro.
This is the last heat of this event. In fact, it's the last heat of this weekend. We're going into finals very shortly. So if they're not there already, please could we have finalists for the female 100 metres breaststroke and the open male 100 metres backstroke to marshalling, please. That's the finalists for the female 100 metres breaststroke and the open male 100 metres backstroke to marshalling, please.
Come back to the swimming in the pool in front of us. Looks like lane 3. That's Lauren Berry from Wirral Metro. Has just got about half a body length on. The rest of the field are pretty much neck and neck. Less than body length between the rest of them. Again, Lauren's turning 105.49. Just got 2 seconds there between the spread of the field. Pretty much the same as last heat. Just coming down to the flags at 75 metres. Yeah, lane 3 just from lane 4. That's Lauren Berry from Georgia Howard. Wirral Metro and Wigan Best. There's been a fair old few scraps this weekend between those two clubs. Looks like we're set for hopefully a nail bite on this heat as well. That's coming into the halfway mark at 200 metres. There was a slight lane 3 from lane 4. That's Lauren from Georgia, I'd say. Yep, 2/100ths of a second. It is only just slightly ahead. Then we have Kira Johnson and Martha Sumnall, all about a second behind. As it stands, we've got a bit of a 1-2. And a block of 4 swimmers on the far side, which is Emily Hall, Kira Johnson, Autumn Claxton, Lily Rose Unwin. We have seen a few swimmers seem to be saving themselves just for that last kind of 75 metres. Let's see, that pack of 4 over there, and not forgetting lane 2. Who's that in lane 2? Martha Sumnall, City of Liverpool. Now, we said it a couple of races ago, we've noticed the Liverpool swimmers seem to have very strong second halves of the race. Looks like we got maybe a 1, 2, 3s just starting here between lanes 2, 3, 4. Now we've got a four-way split from 5, 6, 7 and 8. There's really only half a stroke between all of them. Yeah, so Georgia Howard just slight change in lead, 3:30.41, and about 4/10 behind is Lauren Berry. Then we have Martha Sumnall, and then we've got a gaggle of swimmers on the far side over there. That's at 300 metres, got 100 metres to go. There, Jim. Less than 70 metres now. Just coming into the final turn at the far side, but it's not like lane 4. Georgia Howard from Wigan Best has just got a bit of a body length. And that far side over there is just a whole gaggle of swimmers. I think I'm just going to close my eyes when it comes to trying to sort them out at the end. Our technical officials will get themselves ready, trying to sort out positioning. It's not the easiest job in the world. Oh, look at that over there in lane 8. So, coming onto the flags, I would say it's touch and go between 4 and 8. And then there's 2 and 3. And we have Georgia Howard in lane 4. Second goes to Lily Rose Unwin from Stockport Metro. Only 13 100ths for a second behind. And then Martha Sumnall from City of Liverpool, time of 4:41.55. And we guessed it was going to be quite a strong swim. Let's let the ladies clear the pool. And we're going to get ourselves ready for the first finals. Just looking at the music man next to me, he's got his hands on the switch. I've even got a smile and a nod, so he's all ready. So it looks like we're ready to start our first final of this final session of the day. And this first final is 4-5-6. No swimmers? No swimmers yet. Just call them. I think I want to call them. Swimmers? Marshalling, can we have the finalist for 4-5-6? Female 11-12 years, 100 metres breaststroke. Here they come. Live stream's off. Okay, here's the first of our finalists for 11-12 years, 100 metres breaststroke final. In lane 1, we have Mia Dalton from City of Salford. In lane 2, Esme Wilson from Cockermouth. In lane 3, Holly Ralph from Penrith. In lane 4, we have Chuck Q Kiana Hugh from City of Liverpool. In lane 5, Eliza Johnson from Blackburn. Lane 6, Hattie Lawson from Winsford. Lane 7, Violet Cairns from Preston. And in lane 8, Tallulah Cave, also from Preston. These are your finalists for the 11 and 12 years female 100 metres breaststroke final. Well, the swimmer's got away there. Hundred metres breaststroke. Can be tough on the top of your legs, this one. Very technique-driven stroke. But I was going to bet from my angle here, I'm going to say it's lane 5. It's just about slightly in the head. That's Eliza Johnson from Blackburn. Let's have a look when I see under the flag shots. Yep, that's a lane 5, and there's possibly lane 4 is going to be second. So Eliza Johnson followed by Kiana, and Holly Ralph, and then there's only 0.2 of a second for Hattie Lawson, who's only 2 100s behind her. Kiana Hugh. So Chuck Hugh, Kiana Hugh from City Liverpool. She's coming on strong there. 25 metres to go. I think it's going to be a 1-2 race for the first position between lanes 4 and 5. Got the City Liverpool swimmer and Blackburn. That's Kiana and Eliza. We've got about half a body length for legs to go. So it's Kiana, City Liverpool lane 4. Touching with a time of 1:22.78. Then Eliza Johnson, 1:24.22. And provisional third is going to Esme Wilson from Cockermouth of 1:26.12. And it's results, so we'll be moving on to the next final.
So our next final is a female 13 years 100-metre breaststroke final. In lane 1, Ashton Wood from Barrow. Lane 2, Imogen Clarkson of Clitheroe. Lane 3, Pink Lily Tarek of Warrington. Lane 4, Ellen Jones of Wigan Best. Lane 5, Vivian Wilkinson of Wirral Metro. Lane 6, Holly Warburton of Blackpool Aquatics. In lane 7, it's Irene Capitan of Preston. In lane 8, it's Lena Kaider of Trafford Metro. Our girls 13 years 100-metre breaststroke finalists. So we're up and running in this 13 years 100-metre breaststroke final. Fast start from lane 6 maybe, who's gone out well though. That's Holly Warburton. Lane 8 also going well. That's Lena Kaider on the far side over there. Lane 2 going strong, but all leveling out a bit as we come down with 15 or so metres to go in the first half of this race. So let's have a look as they come under the flags here. Let's see who's going to touch first. Oh, it's close. Lane 2, Imogen Clarkson with a really strong first 50 here. Perhaps lane 6 in second there. So lane 2, Imogen Clarkson turned first, followed by Pink Lily Tarek, and then Holly Warburton in lane 6 turning third. They've all got the eyes on the finish now as they head for home here. Really good race, some really good breaststroke races earlier in the heats today, and the finals living up to that as well. Could be a really tight race here. Lane 2's looking good still, but maybe lane 3. That's Pink Lily Tarek, who was doing all that cheering on before. Lane 6 as well, looking fairly strong. 15 metres to go. Those stroke rates are really picking up now as they work towards the end. Let's see who's going to hold on as they come past me here with 5 to go. It looks like lane 3. And she is just stretching away. So touching first in lane 3, Pink Lily Tarek at a time of 1:22.54. In second, Holly Warburton, 1:23.73. And our bronze medalist in lane 4 was Ellen Jones. Just wait for those results to be confirmed, which it looks like they are. And we'll shortly move on to our next final. Okay, so our next final is our female 14 years 100-metre breaststroke final. In lane 1 from Trafford Metro, Eleanor Armstrong. Lane 2 from Penrith is Isabella Fowles. In lane 3 from Blackpool Aquatics is Sophie Dixon. Lane 4 from Leyland Barracudas, that's Elizabeth Adam. In lane 5 from the City of Liverpool, Marley Rose Garrett. Lane 7 from Warrington is Iris Hurst. Lane 6, sorry, in lane 7 from Warrington, that's Emily Tabern. And in lane 8 from the City of Liverpool is Tilly Stevens, our female 14 years 100-meter breaststroke finalists. So a fast start there from a few of the girls, some of them out quick out of the block there. They're into their swimming. Looks like Iris Hurst, who's out quickest over in lane 6 there. In the middle of the pool, Elizabeth Adam, lane 4, who, remember, came back strong in a heat earlier. Lane 3 also, Sophie Dixon, looking strong. Some good 100 breaststroke finals so far. This one looks like it could be just the same. It was Iris Hurst leading from the start. I think it might be Elizabeth Adam now, who's just edging away. It is, with Sophie Dixon next to her. Elizabeth Adam touches first, 36.44. That's followed by Sophie Dixon and Iris Hurst. They're your first 3, but not much between the first 5 in this race. They come back down. Elizabeth Adam in lane 4 there, the fastest qualifier, looking like she might be edging away a little bit. Her time in the heat was 1:17.93. She's swimming well with 25 to go. It is Elizabeth Adam. Sophie Dixon in lane 3 is pushing her hard though. Could be a close race between these two. So it's Elizabeth in lane 4, Sophie in lane 3. Really tight. Over in lane 6 there, we've got Iris Hurst possibly just holding on for 3rd, but maybe lane 5, Marley Rose from Liverpool. And as we come to the finish, it is going to be Elizabeth Adam who touches first, time of 1:17 exactly. Second was Sophie Dixon, 1:17.75, and just sneaking the bronze medal by 100th of a second, Molly Rose Garrett. We'll wait for those results to come in. Looks like they're confirmed, and we'll move on to our next final.
Looks like we're ready. Okay, event 459, the open male, 11, 12 years, 100 metres backstroke final. In lane 1, we have James Bowers from Wigan Best. In lane 2, Anthony Zemo from Ramsbottom. In lane 3, Luca White from Altrincham. In lane 4, Jacob Thistlewood from Stockport Metro. In lane 5, Harrison Burgess from Ramsbottom. In 6, we have Ethan Lowe from Trafford Metro. In 7, we have Leo Ashcroft from Wigan Best. And in lane 8, Samuel Higginbottom from Lancaster. These are your finalists for the open male, 11 and 12 years, 100 metres backstroke final. All off from the blocks there. Looks like the early leader from my vantage point is lanes 4 and possibly 7. That first 25 metres. It is looking like pretty much your typical arrowhead you'd expect to see in a final. Well, we haven't seen much of that this weekend. So we've seen quite a few swimmers. Yeah, coming onto the flags, it is lane 4 and 5 and 3. So Jacob Thistlewood, 34.50, then Harrison Burgess, 35.72, and Luca White, 36.33. "25 metres to go. And it looks like lane 4, that's Jacob Thistlewood from Stockport Metro. I think coming onto the flags over there in lane 5, that's Harrison Burgess from Ramsbottom. And I think possibly third place is going to go to lane 3 provisionally. Yeah, so Jacob Thistlewood, Stockport Metro, 1:11.57. Silver goes to Harrison Burgess, 1:14.45. And third place will be going to Luca White from Altrincham, 1:15.60. And that result is confirmed. Moving on to the next final, which will be event 460. Okay, ready for the next final. Event 460 is the 13 years open male 100 metres backstroke final. In lane 1, James Graham from City of Liverpool. In lane 2, Dylan Gregory, also from City of Liverpool. In lane 3, Thomas Rickles, Altrincham. Lane 4, Ethan Blythe, Bolton Metro. In lane 5, Luca Nevin Suarez, Winsford. In 6, Finley Byrne, Southport. In 7, Archie McLaren from Aquabears. And in lane 8, Farron Bigrig from Cockermouth. These are your finalists for the Open Male 13 years 100 metres backstroke final. Okay, a good long underwater phase there from the couple of the swimmers. First 25, I'm going to say it's 5 and 7, and also 3. It's hard to tell from this camera angle, but coming into 10 more metres, we get a better chance of seeing the camera switch when it comes under the flags. Yep, lanes 3, 4, 5 are pretty much within a stroke of each other. And it's Luke and Evan Suarez in 5:32.99 and Thomas Rickles 33.28 and a 10th behind that, Ethan Blythe. Certainly looking like lanes 3, 4, 5. I think it's going to be a scrap here between lanes 3 and 5. That's Thomas Rickles and Luca. As I look across the flags, I think it's just a smidgen ahead in lane 5. Just wait for the results to come over the timing screen. Okay, provisional first here is going to go to Luke and Evan Suarez from Winsford, 1:07.27. Then it's Thomas Rickles, 1:07.99, and Ethan Blythe from Bolton Metro, 1:08.23. Just wait for those results just to get confirmed by the officials. As they have been, and we're ready to move on to the next final as we event 461.
So here we go for the last of our backstroke finals. In lane 1 from Stockport Metro, Mason Grady. Lane 2 from St Helens is Hayden Battle. Lane 3 from Wigan Best, James Vaughan. Lane 4 from Trafford Metro, Elliot Hughes. Lane 5 from Ramsbottom, Ben Saxby. In lane 6 from Wigan Best, it's Daniel Barton. In lane 7 from Holton, it's Daniel Horton Butler. And in lane 8 is Harrison Dale of Southport, your open male 14 years 100 metre backstroke finalists. Finals underway. Fast start from lane 4 there. Elliot Hughes, by the looks of it, up into his swimming quickly. But alongside him in lane 3, James Vaughan, and lane 5, Ben Saxby, also going well down the first 25 or so. Could be a real tight race between those 3, particularly 4 and 5, whose qualifying times were pretty close to get to the final. You would expect 4 and 5 to be fighting it out, and as they come into turn, it's going to be just those 2 pretty much. Lane 5 turning first, that's Ben Saxby, then Elliot Hughes and James Vaughan. Really tight between lanes 4 and 5. Elliot Hughes in 4, Ben Saxby in 5. Perhaps Elliot just coming into his own in his second 50. 25 to go, it looks like he's got the lead. Could be a tight race as well for third place as we look down in lanes 2 and 3 here. But possibly lane 4, Elliot Hughes just coming away with this one now. Comes under the flags towards the end of the race, and it is Elliot Hughes just stretching out in front, and Elliot Hughes touches first time of 105.61. Second, Ben Saxby, 107.35. Finishing in third there, down in lane 3, Hayden Battle, a time of 108.02. We'll just await for those results to be confirmed. Just awaiting confirmation of that before we move on to our next final. Looks like that result is now confirmed. So we can move on to our next set of finals. We're back to our ladies. It's the 200 metres freestyle. And in the first final, that's event 462, the female 11 and 12 years 200 metre freestyle. In lane 1 from Trafford Metro, Evie Webster. In lane 2 from Clitheroe, Isla Assel. In lane 3 from Salford is Ria Wilkinson. Lane 4 from Wirral Metro, Harper Aspinall. Lane 5 from Bolton Metro, Esme Moore. In lane 6 from Wigan Best, that's Poppy Johnson. In lane 7 from Satellite is Isla Moss. And in lane 8 we have from Prescott, Sophie Barr, our 11 and 12 years 200 metre freestyle finalists. Just as they're underway, some results to announce from our female 400 metres freestyle. In the 11 and 12 years age group, in third place was Isla Liptrot, second was Esme Moore, and first place was Harper Aspinall. In the 13 years age group, in third place, Rihanna Harper. In second place, Alana Donlan. In first place, Autumn Claxton from Salford. And in the 14 years age group, we had in third place, Martha Sumnall. In second place was Lily Rose Unwin, and in first place from Wigan Best was Georgia Howard. Back to the racing, it was Harper Aspinall that turned first there, followed by Ria Wilkinson and Poppy Johnson in this first 200 metre free final. First 4 swimmers all under 34 seconds though, so fairly close between them. See some really good swims from Harper Aspinall lane 4 this weekend. And as we come up towards the halfway point, it is Harper Aspinall of Wirral Metro who is just going to turn first. She does turn in 1:08.75, followed by Poppy Johnson and then Rhea Wilkinson in 3rd place. Into the last 100 of this race. Harper in lane 4 looking like she's stretching this lead and might be okay with this one. But it could be a bit of a fight out for that silver medal. Maybe lane 6 at the moment. That's Poppy Johnson looking good. Lanes 5 and 3, Esme and Rhea looking good too, but it will be Harper Aspinall that turns with a good lead actually with 50 to go. She's got a few seconds lead there, turns in 1:44, 3 seconds ahead of Poppy Johnson. And Isla Moss in lane 7 is coming strong in this last 100. So looks like certainly that bronze medal is up for grabs between 3 swimmers. Looking like Harper Aspinall's going to bring this home. We can see in lane 3 and lane 5, Rhea Wilkinson and Esme Moore finishing strong. About 10 metres to go now though for Harper Aspinall. She comes under the flags and she's going to finish this 200 free final. And Harper Aspinall does finish first in a time of 2:20.47. In 2nd place over in lane 6, Poppy Johnson 2:23.51. And finishing 3rd in lane 5 is Esme Moore in 2:23.90. Again, just wait for confirmation of those results. Looks like the results confirmed. So we'll move on to our next final.
And the next final is event 463, which is the female 13 years 200 meters freestyle final. In lane 1, we have Lily Royal from Satellite. In lane 2, Ava Halliwell, Wirral Metro. Lane 3, Olivia Knox from Wigan Best. Lane 4, Autumn Claxton from City of Salford. Lane 5, Mia Robinson from Southport. Lane 6, Alana Donlan from Warriors of Warrington. Lane 7, Daisy Darcy, City of Liverpool. And in lane 8, Viana Sifi from Stockport Metro. These are your finalists for the 13 years 200 meters freestyle final. Okay, the swimmers are away. Just got some results of the finals just to announce from event 456. Which is the 11-12-year-old girls 100 metres breaststroke final. In 3rd place was Esme Wilson from Cockermouth. 2nd and silver goes to Liza Johnson, which is Blackburn. And 1st place goes to Chuck Hugh, Kiana Hugh from City of Liverpool. More final results from event 457, which is the 13 years female 100 metres breaststroke final. Bronze and 3rd position goes to Ellen Jones from Wigan Best. Silver goes to Holly Warburton from Blackpool Aquatics. And the winner of the 13-year-olds is Pink Lily Tarrant from Warriors of Warrington. And finally we got the results from event 458, the 14 years 100 metres breaststroke final. 3rd place goes to Marley Rose Garrett from City Liverpool. 2nd and silver goes to Sophie Dixon from Blackpool Aquatics. And gold goes to Elizabeth Adam from Leyland Barracuda. Okay, pick you up on the swimming. Looks like lane 4, that's Autumn Claxton from City of Salford. She was pretty comfortable on her... Yeah, she's pretty comfortable on her heats, but to be fair, looking at 5 and 6, From this angle, it looks that they're trying to catch up. Provisionally there, you 1, 2, 3. Maybe lane 3 wants a bit of the action as well. That's Olivia Knox from Wigan Best. Coming down final term, it's Autumn Claxton, followed by Alana Donnellan, and then Mia Robinson. "25 metres to go, and it's still lane 4. City of Salford swimmer Autumn Claxton. She's kicking home for the finish, and I think second's going to go over to lane 6, which is Alana Donnellan from Warriors of Warrington. And the first touch there is Autumn Claxton, 2:13.28. Second goes to Alana Donnellan at 2:16.61. And provisional bronze goes to Mia Robinson from Southport, 2:17.88. And those results are confirmed, so ready to move on to event number 464. And this is your female 14 years, 200 metres freestyle final. In lane 1, we have Kerry Sullivan from City of Manchester. In lane 2, Kate Schillinger from Winsford. In 3, Zoe Rogers from Trafford Metro. In 4, from Warriors of Warrington, Emily Hall. And we've got a brace of Wigan best swimmers coming in. Lane 5, we've got Kira Johnson from Wigan. In 6, Georgia Howard, also from Wigan. And in 7, Anya Foxwell, Wigan Best. And over there in lane 8, Martha Sumnall from City of Liverpool. These are your finalists for the female 14 years, 200 metres freestyle final. Okay, swimmers are away. Got some results from finals. Event 459, which is the open male 11-12 years 100 metres backstroke. Third and bronze goes to Luca White from Altrincham. Second and silver goes to Harrison Burgess from Ramsbottom. And first and gold goes to Jacob Thistlewood from Stockport Metro. Results from event 460. This is the open male 13 years 100 metres backstroke. Third and bronze goes to Ethan Blythe from Bolton Metro. Second and silver goes to Thomas Rickles from Altrincham. And first place goes to Luke and Evan Suarez from Winsford. And results from event 461. Open male 14 years 100 metres backstroke. Third place goes to Hayden Battle from St Helens. Second goes to Ben Saxby from Ramsbottom, and first goes to Elliot Hughes from Trafford Metro. Okay, picking on the swimming. There's not much there on that first 100. Kira Johnson, 105.14, away from Emily Hall, 105.22. Zoe Rogers, 105.57. In fact, the top 6 swimmers are all in 105s. There's 0.7 of a second there between 6 swimmers. All to swim for. From my vantage point, it looks like lane 4, Emily Hall from Warriors of Warrington, just getting a slight lead. Yep, looking at the flag, she's got half her body length from lane 5. And then, well, so Emily Hall, then Kira Johnson, Zoe Rogers and Georgia Howard. There's only 10th in it though. Who's got the strength to fight in these last 30 metres? "15 metres to go. Looks like it is going to be Emily Hall from Warriors of Warrington. Second place is between Trafford Metro and Wigan Best. It might just be lane 3. Let's see what the timing pads say. But first goes to Emily Hall with 2:12.87. Silver goes to Zoe Rogers, 2:14.19, and Kira Johnson, provisional bronze, 2:14.66. And those results have been confirmed. Moving on to the next final event, which is 465.
So moving on to our last set of finals, it's the butterfly finals. 200 metres fly. The first final is for the open male 11 and 12-year-olds. And in lane 2 from Warrington, we have Ethan Craven. Lane 3 from Ramsbottom, Harrison Burgess. Lane 4 from Warrington is Alex Murray. Lane 5 from Liverpool, Albion de Bruchy. Lane 6 from Preston, Evan Wong. And in lane 7 from Wigan Best is Ben Ermston, our male 11 and 12-year-old 200 metres butterfly finalists. So they're underway, and as I said earlier, doing 1 200 fly in an afternoon is probably enough for most of us, but these guys up for the second of the afternoon. We've just got some results just coming through, just to confirm from the last event there. That was the female 200 metres freestyle in our 11-12 years age group. Our bronze medalist was Esme Moore of Bolton Metro. Silver medal goes to Poppy Johnson of Wigan Best, and gold medal to Harper Aspinall of Wirral Metro. In the 200 free female 13 years age group, in third place we had Mia Robinson of Southport. In second was Alana Donlan of Warrington, and our gold medalist was Autumn Claxton from Salford. And finally, in that 200 free, in the 14 years final, in third place was Kira Johnson from Wigan Best. In the second place with the silver medal, Zoe Rogers of Trafford Metro, and the gold medalist Emily Hall of Warrington. Back to the racing. Looks like we've got lane 4, Alex Murray, with quite a decent lead as he's coming down towards the end of the first half of this race. But lane 5, close behind him, Albion de Bruchy, looking quite strong as he comes towards the flags. And it will be Alex Murray of Warrington just turning first, Albion de Bruchy turning second. And turning third, we have in lane 3, that's Harrison Burgess. Big effort now for these, the youngest of our swimmers at regional champs this summer. As they go down with about 75 metres to go in this fly final, must seem like a long way. The two leaders are out in front, but we could have a real battle for our bronze medal between lanes 2, 3, 6 and 7. There's not much to choose between them, perhaps just lane 7 at the moment. Ben Ermston leading that fight for bronze. And we're going to touch with 50 to go. It is still Alex Murray turning first. Albion de Bruchy just behind him. A couple of tired looking turns there, but they go again and they kick for home. And as we come down to turn in third place, it looks like we've got Harrison Burgess still in third there. So let's see, will it be Alex Murray who holds on to this? Has Albion in lane 5? Has he got the legs to come back? Looking like it might stay with that 1 and 2, I think, as they come down towards 15 metres to go. That battle for third perhaps is being decided as well, as Harrison Burgess in lane 3 is looking quite strong. But back to the leaders. Alex Murray is still leading, but really close behind him. Albion de Bruchy as they come to the flags. 5 to go. Harrison Burgess got his eyes on the finish, and he does just finish first. Alex Murray takes it on 2:49.75, and Albion de Bruchy second in 2:50.14. Our bronze medalist looks like it is going to be in lane 3. That's Harrison Burgess. Just wait for that result to be confirmed in our 200 fly final. Looks like it's official. So we'll move on very shortly to our next final. Okay, our next final is our open male 13 years, 200 metres butterfly final. In lane 2 from Warrington, Jasper de Glopper. In lane 3 from Winsford, Gus Fraser. In lane 4 from Garston is Ben Stevenson. In lane 5 of Wirral Metro is Daniel French. Lane 6, also from Wirral Metro, Casey Costain. And in lane 7 from Satellite is William Birchall. That's our finalist for the 13 years, 200 metres butterfly. Ben Stevenson in lane 4 with a quick start out of the blocks, closely followed by lane 3. That's Gus Fraser of Winsford. But it is Ben Stevenson with a strong start so far. Ben was quite a bit faster than the other qualifiers in the heats this morning, so expect him to lead the way through this one. It might be a bit more of a fight for our silver and bronze medal. And it is Ben Stevenson that turns first. 39.2 for his first 50 there. Around about 2.5 seconds ahead of Gus Fraser and then Daniel French. Still Ben Stevenson leading the way. You can see that sort of spearhead as the heats work out though. Ben, as I said, with much the fastest time in the heats this morning, or early this afternoon, sorry. He's going to come in and turn first quite comfortably after his first 100. It is Ben Stevenson who touches in a time for his first 100, 108.57. Touching second down in lane 3, that's Gus Fraser, 113.70, closely followed by Daniel French, 114.18. As I said, I think the battle for that silver and bronze there is going to be the race to watch here, as we admire Daniel Stevenson sort of streaking ahead as he goes with 75 to go. Sorry, Ben Stevenson. His time in the heats this morning, 2:27.71. Be a tough ask to repeat that or go faster. A couple of 200 flies in quick succession are tough going. Let's see how he turns here, though. He's going to be turning in a pretty decent time here, 1:47.84, so very much on that time from this morning. Turning second now, it looks like we've got Daniel French, who's got a bit of a lead now and had a good 50 there to turn second ahead of Gus Fraser. So definitely going to be Ben Stevenson leading the way. Remember I said that time in the heats this morning of 2:27.71. He's looking really strong as he comes down with 25 to go. The battle for second and third is not over yet though. Daniel French sort of took a bit of a lead, but it looks like Gus Fraser coming back at him here for the second spot possibly. We come under the flags. Ben Stevenson looking at a time of around 2:27 this morning, and he hits the wall in 2:26.95 for Ben Stevenson there. A really good swim. In second place, I think it's going to be Gus Fraser taking the silver, 2:35.44. And in third, it's Daniel French, 2:36.33. So as we finish this race, we'll just wait for the last swimmer to touch. We'll look for the official result to come in before moving on to our final of this weekend.
Moving on to our final, as we've already said, for the weekend is event 467, which is the open male 14 years, 200 metres butterfly final. In lane 1, Joseph Todhunter from Copeland. In lane 2, William Kershaw, Blackpool Aquatics. Lane 3, Callum Byrne from Southport. Lane 4, Kane Ashton from City of Manchester. Lane 5, Cole Hood from Wigan Best. In 6, Archie Sherritt from Stockport Metro. In 7, Lee Scholes from City of Salford. And in lane 8, Sam McCusker from Altrincham. These are your finalists for event 467, the open male 14 years, 200 metres butterfly final. Okay, got the swimmers away there. Broadly speaking, it's a kind of an hour ahead you'd expect. A 14-year-old final, centre lanes there. It looks like it's shaping up to be a scrap between lanes 3, 4 and 5. Touch there. Kane Ashton, lane 4, 31.58, and a couple of tenths behind we've got Callum Byrne, 31.76. Then Cole Hood at 33.01. "75 metres in." It looks like lane 3. If he keeps this pace up, there's quite a difference from this morning's session. Coming in at the halfway mark, 100 metres, we have Kane Ashton at 108.8, and exactly 1 second and 1 tenth behind, you got Callum Byrne, and then Cole Hood at 111.61. Quite a clear kind of 3-horse battle there. Lanes 3, 4, 5. Looks like lane 5 is slightly getting ahead there now of lane 3. That's Cole Hood from Wigan Best. They've had some strong performances this weekend of Wigan. The current leader under the flags at the far end in his final turn is Kane Ashton at 147.42. That is followed by Cole Hood, 149.63, and Callum Byrne, 153.67. There's some tired-looking shoulders out there. So it's a tough old race, 200 metres butterfly. They'll really be burning across their shoulders and upper arms. But doesn't seem to be bothering Kane Ashton too much. He's kicking in for the finish. He's being chased down. He is coming down. Wigan Best swimmers really putting in a flourish. Coming onto the flags. Is he going to touch him out? He is. Lane 5, Cole Hood, 2:35.96, followed by Kane Ashton, City of Manchester, 2:26.27. Who's going to get third? It is Callum Byrne from Southport, 2:38.62. I think I'm just standing next to a very proud dad. What do you want to say to your son?
Not too bad, mate. Let's go for a curry.
Well done. Okay, those results are now confirmed. Nothing else to do now but to thank the watchers on the live stream at home. Make sure you tune in next week. We'll be going along the M62 over to Manchester. And wish you all a safe journey home. And enjoy whatever less sun is left on this closing afternoon. And thank you very much, officials, for your duties today. You may now leave the poolside. Thank you very much indeed. And safe journey home, everyone.